All right, we're gonna go ahead and get going here. I just spent 20 minutes trying to figure out why OBS was not capturing my game, and then I launched it in administrator and fixed the problem. So that was lovely. All right, so we are going to go ahead and do Iran this morning instead of the grand campaign. I was going to stream yesterday on that, but I just had too much stuff going on. I did not get around to it. And I currently do have a bit more stuff I can finish up with the grand campaign for a video. So I'm going to wait till next week to continue that and do Iran today, which I wanted to do this weekend. So thankfully, there was an update for Millennium Dawn last night, and it is save compatible. They said it would probably be save compatible, and as far as I can tell, I ran a little bit earlier, it is. So we're good on this game. I was a little worried about that. I think it was more of a bug fix. It adds some new features. Nothing too crazy, but I was a little worried about that. I think we probably could have gotten an older version, but it is what it is. So we're going to be doing this for, I think, probably around 3 hours, a little less, and then there will be the continuation of the Iran Victoria 3 game later this afternoon, so, which has developed quite a lot since I last played in that, given I missed a session. I was on holiday, and a lot of stuff happened. We're about to get, I believe, declared war on and subjugated by the British in that, so it's going to be a little bit spicy. There was an update. What's up, Ruskari? Yes, there was an update yesterday, last night. It was mainly bug fixes. They added a few new features, I believe, but nothing, again, just not any major stuff. Most of the big stuff will be happening on 1.8, which will be in April, so we've got some time before that happens. So we left off with Iran in a very good position. We have Syria in a alliance with us. We have a subjugated Turkey. We have a subjugated Iran, and we have a subjugated Oman, UAE, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait, and also now we have a subjugated No, we do have a subjugated Palestine, right? Because Israel declared war, and then we fought them. So a large deal, even really the majority of the Middle East at this point, is under our control. Now, in order to get our old borders of Iran, which is one of the things I wanted to do, we need to take eastern Turkmenistan, we need to take western Afghanistan, and then the Baluchi part of Pakistan, as well as the Caucasus. So, as I said last time when we left off, we need to work a little bit more to develop up our military stockpile, get our tech a little bit higher, and then we're going to probably start a war with the CSTO, including Russia and stuff, to take back the Caucasus, which will be very brutal. So, we really just have to prepare for that. That's not something that we can just run straight into. Well, I mean, we could. It wouldn't go very well, I can tell you that, but all right, we're good. We'll get it going. Okay, I have all the materials we need to. We need a bit more tech metals. We're not getting everything we need from Argentina. Thankfully, the Chinese have lots of them, and we're very good friends. We'll import some more steel from the Indians, and then we'll put down our light metals imports. What's a moose? Can't wait for the next update. 1.8. What were the stats on that thing? Hold on. What were the stats on that thing? It's ridiculous. Actually, I don't know how much of it is public. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of new trees. There's a lot of features that will come with it. There's a lot going on. Something. So yeah, 1.8 is going to be incredible. What's up, Letos? How do you endure 15 years of Millennium Dawn? By playing it and having a good time and taking things at a reasonable pace. That's how. I like it a lot, man. Have you played the mod before? Twins, man, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Hope your family time's going well. I'm really looking forward to that next MD game we have next week too, starting. The full world one. We'll be playing the USA on that. There's gonna be 5 of us on the USA. It's gonna be a big USA. There's gonna be mooses actually in on that. So we've got the president, we've got the vice president, we've got the Department of Defense head, we've got the CIA director, and we've got the Secretary of State all on one country. So I think that'll be a fun game to do. Okay, I was trying to remember what I was working on last time on here right now. I know we've infiltrated the US. We have, I think, a good number of missions going on them. Yes, we do. We are working on getting the last of our tech. I know we're producing really good fighters. I remember that very keenly. We got the new tank model too. That was the big thing. The 4th generation tank model. Now that we're producing that, is going to really carry us. I did make a proper variant of that. Yes, I did. I remember. And then we've got that 5th generation air superiority fighter, which is beautiful. Our production efficiency is maxed out, and we're still only making 3.5 of these a week. These are absolutely godly. These aircraft are incredible, but the cost on them, I mean, look at this cost. 60 light metals, 80 tech metals, 20 rubber, and we're still only making a little less than 4 a week. It's absolutely ridiculous. We have modern IFEs. All our equipment is modern, but I wanted to wait because the big issue, I'll go up to speed 5 on this because we're kind of just waiting here, is I want to get some stockpiles on them. We have a lot of big stockpiles, but it's all of older equipment, so not going to be super useful when we have to fight Russian tank divisions. What's a note? Good to see you. Yes, thanks for asking. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, man. How was the equestrian competition you went to, by the way, twins? I think you mentioned that. That was, I think last weekend or the weekend before this one. I know you mentioned something about that. No, we won't go to War of Lebanon. Let's work also on, what was I doing before I left? When I have multiple campaigns and I come back to one, it's always like 5 to 10 minutes of just figuring out what the fuck my plans were. Every fucking game. I think we were still working on this, weren't we? Yes. RGC Aerospace Force. We'll work on that. Let's start to infiltrate the Russians. They don't really have much defense from the looks of it, actually. That's surprising. Russians are slacking in this timeline. We'll go for a... Where's the one we want? Also not this song. What's up, Altarix chick? How's it going? Hope you're doing well on this lovely Sunday morning, afternoon, and or evening, depending on where you're at. With the new MD patch, it feels like the game runs a lot faster. Yep. Yep. Bird is just always making it run faster. I don't know how. I don't understand. I have a monkey brain, so I don't understand. But the game goes quicker, so that's good. Have you made nukes yet? Yes. What's up, Charles? Yes, we have a good number of nukes in this. I think, how many did I make in this? We have 12 nuclear warheads. They're very basic. I haven't really gone far down this route. Brady, are you doing some success? Hell yeah. Are you playing a game or a success in what? Going really well. Okay, regarding other things we need to do our political power, we have semi-consumption economies, so we actually can probably, yes, we're getting way more. Let's go ahead and cut off a lot of our steel importations from the Indians. We'll go ahead and cut down our imports on steel from the Chinese, as well as our precious metal imports. I think we still need 3. Also, I will not be energetic for the first hour of this. I made coffee and I need to go grab it. I'm very, very tired. I stayed up to an ungodly hour finishing a couple of YouTube videos last night. They're going to follow Charles Panzer. Appreciate that, man. That is Panzer, right? I assume? Or is this a different one? Just to make sure. You might happen to share a name with someone I know. On HOI4, I'm bad at it. That's fair. See, HOI4 is just one of those games that it will demand your soul and extended periods of time for you to get good at it. It's like chess, except chess is way more socially acceptable. If you tell someone that you've put 5,000 hours into chess and you're a grandmaster, they'll be like, oh, wow, you must be really smart. Oh, that's cool. But if you're like, yeah, I have 5,000 hours in this game called Hearts of Iron, you get to simulate World War II by moving divisions around on your computer, they'll be like, that's cool, man. You know, that's the difference there. But anyway, yeah, it just takes time. It is you. Gotcha. Though I would argue that HOI4 takes more skill and cunning than chess. Probably not. But I'm going to say that so I feel a little bit better about my time in it. Chess is more pure strategy, though, to be fair. I mean, it does play out in many ways the same way constantly. I mean, that's why I like games like this. Because, like, you can learn systems, but it's not like chess. Like, with chess, you can memorize, like, 101 of those opening moves and stuff like that, and oftentimes you can get in good position at the start of the game and stuff. You can do that with strategy games to a degree. But I like strategy games because, like, the randomness factor just usually tends to become so dramatic. you just don't know where things will go. And I like things much more unpredictable like that. Okay, let's work on budget estimates. Our current budget shows we have more than plenty to provide our population with free universal education that is coldly focused, and we still have a surplus. So we're gonna lose 25 billion, and we're gonna get 150 political power. That doesn't seem like a reasonable trade-off, but we'll take it because it leads to some fun things. You have 200 hours. Ah, sweet summer chat. Just do it. My advice to you is if you're really kind of new to HOI4, watch some guides or read some guides. I pushed back against that when I started playing HOI. I was like, no, I want to learn the game myself. I'll learn it better. I prefer it that way. No, I just wasted time. I don't know if you've found any resource to look around, man, but I really do recommend, if you haven't, look around, find some guides. There's good ones on the Steam Workshop. There's guides on there. There's plenty of YouTubers who have made them, and just understand a little bit of the basics. It'll save you a lot of time and heartache. Because 200 hours is still pretty new for the game, unless you've been playing multiplayer the whole time. Who's the next target for the chopping block? We're going to go after our historical territories in the Caucasus. Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Armenia are historically Iranian territories, so we're going to go after that. Unfortunately, they've all run to the CSTO screaming, and we'll have to fight Russia as well as them. So our next war will be with the bear, that one of our greatest historical rivals. Iran and Russia hate each other and have for quite a long time, except really in the modern world. That has changed dramatically over the last 50 to 100 years, you know. But they have definitely been a thorn on our side for quite some time. You know how to play Navy? Ah! A man of culture, I see. Hell yeah. What kind of fleet do you like to build? You watched all my guides. Oh, glad they helped, man. Yeah, Navy's my favorite part of HOI4. I made those videos just clearly to get like more converts to the cult of Navy in HOI4. That's all that was. Just because Navy's so fucking fun. Why did you keep women in the army? Because it gives you the negative construction speed. You mean like why did I go for that? It's this volunteer service. I mean, I could prohibit the service, you know, for that little extra boost, but this isn't a pure roleplay game. But even in my more casual games, I still like to have like a semblance of like logical decision making. And volunteer service is a thing in the Iranian military, isn't it? Don't they have auxiliary branches that have women in them? Hold on, let me Google that. I could have sworn that was true. Well, they used to. They don't anymore. Okay, last time was prior to the revolution, so you're actually right. Let's do that. Fair enough. I was wrong. I suppose I should have expected it given their current government, but still. All right, well, we will do that. We got a new special forces out as well. Let's get them trained. I realized the last time we were playing that we really don't have a lot of divisions. I thought we had way more than we did. Like, for what we want to do with Russia, we're gonna need a lot. Russia's a case of once we push past the Caucasus, it's just gonna be a wide fucking front. So we're gonna have to be ready for that. Motorized will fill, but they're not gonna do much more than that. Invade all of Central Asia so you can open up a second front in Russia. Well, we'll definitely go for Turkmenistan at some point, but I didn't really actually want to invade Central Asia. I would enjoy, I think, a war more where we have to push through a singular front. Just because I want a difficult war. I don't want this to be a walk in the park. I want us to struggle with this. It's more fun that way, so. I think we're going to keep the single front, and then we're going to just have to try and win it with micro. That sounds like a lot more fun. Go for all these. Okay, we do have a lot more political power. We don't really have a lot of helicopters. We don't need those. Ugh. We're at that point where we're really just starting to run out of what we can use our political power for. We'll get rid of foreign influence. We'll attack American influence. We'll reduce some of their autonomy too. Okay, we'll go for that. I'm excited for the Russia rework. Oh man, the tree is fucking wild. For a Putin tree where you give half your army reform budget to the oligarchs. Well, it's accurate, isn't it? I do wonder how knowledgeable Putin was about the corruption in the military. I would hazard a guess and say he actually didn't know much. I think it's still just the same case as when the Soviet Union fell, which is that the military's just been riddled by corruption, you know? I think he probably tried to get rid of it and I think he failed. That'd be my guess. Could be wrong though. Do you have anti-ICBMs? A few. I didn't, as someone actually reminded me yesterday, I didn't actually click the button to make the AI use missiles at the start of the game, which was my fuck up. So, the AI won't use them on us. I do have a few, I think, not a ton. Which is why I also won't use nukes and ballistic missiles on the AI, because it's not fair. How much has the Russian tree changed? It's borderline unrecognizable. It's massive now. Well, it will be massive. It's gonna be pretty big. It's very detailed too. And thankfully it's not like this, that, you know, sort of generic kind you'll see, where it's just like 10 different ways to get a schematic that are boring and shit. It's actually interesting, so it'll be a fun one. It'll give a couple really good playthroughs if you're up for it. And you could stomach playing the Russians in the modern world nowadays, I suppose. Putin wanted loyalty, not an effective fighting force. Exactly. He's a, I mean, at the end of the day, he's a KGB guy. You know, he's a goon. He wants loyalists. Absolutely right. Agreed. Did y'all see that they broke the ceasefire, launched the missile, and did that like haphazard fucking surprise attack? That was so fucking funny. Like, it's at the point that the Russian military is basically just embarrassing itself every time it tries something new. It's a joke. Okay. We can actually establish a fucking moon base. I wanted us to go a little bit further than our satellite focus before we did this, though. Yeah. We'll hold off on the rest of these until later. We've done these already. Well, let's go down our equipment route now. Re-equip the road police. Since 1979 revolution, we have done extensive reorganization to the police force, with the merging of the Sharbani, the Gendarmerie, and the Islamic Revolutionary Committee into one force, the Faraja. We have about 600,000 officers in our service and very little budget allocation. Most are under-equipped for the ventures we are attempting to do, so we must equip them with the latest weaponry. We get stability for that. Don't mind if I do. Let's get another research slot as well. The ceasefire never happened. Ukraine rejected it. Yeah, I know, but it's still just kind of hilarious that they, I don't know. I found it to be comical, personally. This we will need for Russia. Now, let's go for satellites first. We really need that, though. Their area is going to chew us up. I'll show you why. We have, I think, a little idea of what they've got. Yeah, we're looking at like 3 to 5K fighters. We currently don't have many. We have 450 air superiority fighters. We've got top of the line. I would hazard a guess and say our aircraft are even better than the Russians. But when they're coming at us with 5 times our fighters, it's gonna be rough. I really liked it. Very ridiculous for food. Best Brazilian riders in the competition. People falling off the horse. Nice cars in the parking lot. It was a lot of fun. Good, man. Internet was horrible. You said it was really rural, right? You were in like rural Brazil. Hell yeah. You're playing Zernivsky Russia. I can't play the Russia tree right now in MD. It's not great. It's not great. Like, if it'll load for me, I'll show you. It's like there are worse trees out there for sure, but given Russia and like what they are, I found the trees to be pretty uninspired too. I mean, they all had good ideas. Like the Zernovsky route could be interesting if it was done right, which they're doing now. And then the Zyuganov route should be more interesting. I didn't find it very interesting, to be honest. The Putin route was not great. The Democratic route wasn't great. I don't know. Like they had a lot of filling focuses. I fucking hate filler focuses. Like in HOI4, the thing that pisses me off about a focus tree is if you waste time with just stupid fucking focuses that don't do anything, especially for the political ones. These are supposed to be interesting. If I'm not learning something or getting more immersed in the game, or it's not like even remotely engaging, just get rid of it. It doesn't need to be in there. You don't need to fill space. Yeah, anyway. Just buy Chinese planes at the black market. Already doing that. Already doing that. We're just constantly buying Chinese aircraft right now. I think I'm buying their CAS though, because we're gonna need some CAS for the Russians. Assuming we can actually beat their Air Force. I'm glad they updated the GFX. Yeah, I don't think there's any more of those icon glitches, is there? I didn't see any earlier when I was looking around. Boy, I am lagging right now though. It is pretty late in the game. Let me do some quick stuff here to try and speed up the game if I can. I've got a few little things I can try. See if that works. Should speed the game up a little bit. Well, let's see. Are you officially an official playtester for MD? I am. I have access to their stuff. I'm going to be completely honest. I almost never playtest for them. I don't. I should. They need playtesters. They deserve it. I just don't do it very much. I play the game a lot. I give them ideas I have, and I make tutorials for them. That's about it. I have access, though. I'm a playtester. Okay, we'll infiltrate the Navy, and then let's go ahead and steal some military blueprints as well. We're just continuing to get deeper and deeper into American intelligence. Oh, he's going for asteroid mining. Obama, making good decisions. First time for everything. What did we get their corruption up to? Aha, we've got their corruption to 6. I'm just continually raising it in the US. We did the same thing to Saudi. It crippled their economy. I bet they're at a huge deficit from all that corruption too. Let's look. Yeah. Oh man. Negative 45 billion. Their debt is up to 33 trillion right now. That's about right for this time. What are you up to right now? Like 38? US debt. Clock. As an American, this thing hurts to look at. Yeah, 31 trillion right now. 2023. Went a little quicker in this timeline. All that Iranian corruption certainly helped it. All right, we'll keep doing our military focuses. I also need to keep doing. I really wish there were alternative political paths right around. I need to keep doing these as well. Go for night fighting. We'll go for instilled aggression. We'll go for probably modern entrenchment, I would say. Supply consumption reduction might be a good idea, given we're going into Russia. And we're gonna need that entrenchment. If we can entrench those mountains, if we actually push through, that'll be our saving grace. We have our whole doctrine now as well. Our fleet is pretty significant, I will say. I would be curious to see if we could actually even contend the Russian, at least Black Sea fleet. I think we could probably contend that. Let me take a look. What is there? Well, we need also infiltrate Russia at this point. I've been fucking with the US, but given that we are going to focus more on Russia right now, that is our primary goal. Yeah, now theirs is more than double our size. But that being said, a lot of that will be stuck up here. And I don't think the AA will move it down. So if we could get a naval engagement, for example, in the Aegean, where those big battleships of theirs will be basically useless, we could potentially sink the Russian fleet. I think that'd be really a fun thing to do in this game. It's a case, though, of when you play a middling power like this, your fleet is so valuable for what it is. If you lose it, your production capacity to get it back is not great. So when you start to really fight with your fleet, you better be fucking sure you can win with it. Because if you lose that thing, you're not getting it back. Barring a peace conference, obviously. I mean, like, if we win this war with Russia, we will be able to take their fleet in the peace deal. So we actually might not even want to sink it. Given we do want to go after America and some of the big countries later on, it might actually be worth us, like, explicitly not engaging their fleet so we can take it in the peace deal, if we're that confident. have to think about that. Let's get this song. The current Russian expansion focus tree is literally broken if Ukraine goes pro-Russian parties, I think. Could well be. What's up, Dr. Murphy? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Find that YouTube channel, man. You're pretty fucking videos, bro. What's up, Wet Seago? Good to see you, man. Been a long time as well. Iran applies new running shoes. So what the? Okay, we've got most of the tech I want. We need to get the special forces ones though. A lot of our really good divisions, or one of the really good divisions I made for this playthrough is our special forces, and I've been really slacking on that one. All right, let's steal military blueprints from the US. Where's what I'm looking for right now? Here we go. It's a lot of monthly population, goddamn. The Amin Military Academy. The Amin Academy is a police academy in Iran affiliated with a law enforcement force of Islamic Forces of Iran. The academy, Iran, has provided training courses for police forces from 16 countries. We'll get some XP gain and leader costs. Also, I keep saying Iran wrong. If I say Iran and not Iran, can someone correct me? Because I literally need to force myself to not say it that way. I know I'm saying it wrong. It's not on purpose. If I keep doing that, can someone tell me? I would appreciate that. I'm trying to make myself not do that. Thank you, thank you. How do you find my channel again, Murphy? It just appeared on my home feed, man. One of your videos, I think it was one of your shorts, popped up on there, and I was like, I fucking know that name. I know that guy. That guy fucked up my fleet in Stellaris. I know that guy. He annexed my homeworld in a Stellaris game like a total asshole. I know that guy. I'm currently playing a campaign of South Korean Millennium Dawn. Nice. Their tree is really fun, Goat. I really need to do a Korea game. I started on a North Korea one, but that was when their focus tree was bugged, so I stopped it. Oh shit, the Americans got one of our agents. I think. Maybe not. Should probably read the pop-ups. That'd be a good idea. Bossy formed the government. We also need to get our high-speed rail built up. We're gonna need more supply lines for this war as well. I didn't think about that. Let's take a look at how our supply lines are doing. I hate how dark this is. Does monthly population help in MD? Yes. Roos Curry, if I hope I'm saying your name right. Population growth is the only thing that will get you more building slots in vanilla, both vanilla HOI and vanilla Millennium Dawn. Building slots are based primarily on population. Higher population growth will give you more manpower in the long term, but will also give you more building slots. So it's really useful. Maxing that out if you want to really do that is absolutely worth it. Hell yeah. All right, I do need to upgrade these. 3, 4. It's going to come from our capital. We don't want any choke points here. Like that. That's a choke point and a half right there. Let's also build a route. Let's do that. And then let's build up our anti-air. I'm tripping, they remove anti-air. It's now SAM sites. In the air regions, where we will probably have to contend them. We really gotta get ready for this war with Russia. Like this will be a rough one. We may lose this. Russia, AI Russia is strong. I kind of did a single player game a while back. I didn't stream it. I just did it for fun after like the big military update. And I walked into war with Russia very overconfident. I was playing like how it used to be. That did not fly. I did not win. That hurt my empty ego a lot. I was like, oh shit, am I bad at this mod now? Fuck. What's up, Escova? Good morning. If you want, we can still do that call up. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. There's, Murphy, if you're still in the Stellaris, we're doing a Star Wars roleplay game. I don't know if you, when we played it was more, I think, casual, but if you still like roleplay, we're doing a Star Wars roleplay game with the new Dawn mod, if you're interested. But if not, just shoot me the details, and I'm happy to do any sort of collaboration you'd like, man. Completely up to you. Just let me know. Happy to do it. The Russian trade's literally broken if Ukraine goes pro-Russia, because then you guarantee them through their focus tree, which makes you go to war with your own Novorussian uprising, which is just odd. Yeah, that is bugged. It'll get fixed in 1.8 at least. Is Turkmenistan in a coalition? No, they are all by themselves. We actually could definitely go for a war with them. Again, we do need to take this eastern territory, and given we're starting to prep for the big one, we should definitely go for this. We're no longer hiding what we are. Iran is the undisputed military hegemon of the Middle East at this point. So we're going to take back the rest of our territory and then prepare to go after the Russians. Everyone knows who we are, but we have nuclear weapons, so what can they do about it at this point? Bahrain. It's not Bahrain. Elden Bar. Also trying to keep an eye on my DMs. I'm having the victory game is after this today, and there's so much going on in that one as usual. I said, man. My audio keeps getting fucked up. See if that works. That's better. But I sent a communication this morning to hopefully save our fucking ass in that victory game. If we get a no or no reply on the letter I just sent to someone, we're gonna have a pretty shitty circumstance in that Victoria 3 game. I wasn't there for the last session, and apparently the AI managed to stagnate our economy for 10 years straight. I don't know how. We were on the border of just like rapid economic growth in that game, and somehow I missed a session, and the AI runs our economy at like a perfect even for 10 years. It's honestly impressive, though, I will say. It is quite impressive. This week's show was really interesting to watch, but also sad at the same time. Which one, Escova? What's up, USA man? So, oh boy, okay. I'll talk a bit about it because we're not in a war right now. In the victory game, we had built ourselves up as a very strong power. We'd taken a good deal of territory, just little bits in the Middle East in the victory game. We'd taken Oman, parts of Arabia. We had almost joined a giant coalition war against Egypt alongside the Ottomans and the British, but we didn't. And they actually got beaten. What then happened is I wasn't there for a session, so what I roleplayed was that the Shah is basically addicted to opium, which he is. He has the trait in the game, so the country's just stagnating completely. Meanwhile, the British had a civil war and just declined massively. Now, since the start of the game, we'd been cooperating with the British. We had basically said that over time, if they helped us out, we'd move closer into their sphere. And they helped us out a fair bit, but it was a mutual kind of thing, so I'd never been ready to really get us into their sphere. They want us as a puppet or in their market, and I didn't want to do that. And we got a communication and a roleplay post this, I think, a couple days ago, where the British said that they're giving us an ultimatum. Either we join their market and have exclusive ties with Britain, or they're going to go to war and subjugate us, which is historically what the British kind of did with the Russians, so it's accurate. They've already subjugated Egypt in the same manner, so we're kind of sitting all alone right now in the Middle East besides the Ottomans, who I sent a communication to try and get help for us. I haven't got a reply from that. But that's not the big letter. I sent a big letter to someone else. It's a case of trading your soul for one devil for another, but they've in the past offered us some good shit. I'll just say it. I hope people in that game don't use this. But the French, The French have offered us in the past some really good stuff for us to enter their market. It's better than the British. They've been very generous with their offers. I have said no to that because I wanted us to try and stay an independent Iran in that game. Iran. Fuck, Iran. You keep saying that. However, it's at the point where it would be kind of almost dangerous for them to help us, in the sense they'd have to probably fight Britain. The things that they have offered in the past for us to join their market is just massive economic support, and they would be willing to support us in a war against the French to take back our territory. Whether they'll do that right now, given the circumstance that we're in, is questionable, but I am waiting to hear back on that, and I'm just hoping that we get saved by the French. But again, it's a case of selling your soul for one devil for another, you know, because we'll still be in their market, we still won't be independent anymore and stuff, so... yeah. Yep, the French are the ones. That's the ones. What are you going to do with the Kurds in this game? We will probably integrate them at some point. We're going to integrate Kurdistan, Iraq, Western Pakistan, Western Afghanistan, Turkmenistan in this game right now. And then we're going to go for the Caucasus. So that's the plan right now. I assume you mean in this game, Moose. So let me see if I can get the music working in. How loud is that? I can actually turn that up a bit. Let me know what the volumes are for you guys. I hear it differently than y'all. Could you appeal to the Germans? You have trade deals with them and share an addiction. Yeah, just the Shah of Iran bonding with the Prussian Kaiser over their mutual opium addiction. Man, that's the timeline right there. I hadn't sent a letter to them. That'd be worth a shot too, actually, to be honest. We do have good relations with them, but it's been 10 years. I mean, I wasn't there last session, so I don't know the state of things with them. When we get in game, I think we'll definitely send an ambassador and see if we can garner some help from them. Also, I know the current game for Iran is not the most exciting right now, but we're really just preparing for the big one. And I don't want us to get into a war haphazardly here. Why does my audio keep fucking up? I don't understand what is causing that. I have an audio issue on my computer. Flex time, always. Always, what the? Also, dude, those pictures of Norway you keep sending me are really fucking cool, man. Like, that area of the fjords that you're at is fucking cool. I've always wanted to hike in Scandinavia, especially like the northern region. I think that would be so cool. Your country's just so fucking expensive, man. Like, I've looked into like hiking in Sweden and Norway before, and it's expensive. It is so costly. For good reasons. You have a high standard of living in your country. It's awesome, but fuck. As a traveler, as someone who wants to travel to your country, not so great. Is Norwegian propaganda? No, your country's just like forest and lakes. Don't even. Mostly just lakes, frozen lakes. I know what you are. It's beautiful, but in like a incredibly rough kind of way, you know. Frozen hair on Friday, fuck. Well, I remember I went to school one time and I had icicles coming out of my nose. That was a trip. I thought that was the coolest thing when I was really young. When you're a kid, everything is so entertaining. It's the state of their economy. They are running a deficit, but their debt really is not that bad. We're also going to have to fight all the stands: Ukraine, Belarus, Estonia, Tajikistan, and Kurdistan. Ukraine also is significant. They got a lot of aircraft, I think. Fuck, that's another 1,000 aircraft Ukraine has. We're gonna need all those aircraft, like, trained. If we're sending green fighters up against Russian jets with overwhelming force... Oh boy. Improved domestic light armor? I'm not gonna read these. These are really generic. We'll get better IFVs. If we could rush like a 2020 IFV or something, that'd be huge. We also have cool shit. I would recommend Norway over Sweden, though. Norway's got the fjords, man. That's the cool stuff. Just down a bit, too. Like, the fjords alone are just incredible. That one friend of yours, who used to watch my streams, I always forget his name now. Man, he got me like wanting to go to Svalbard really bad, though. I definitely want to go take a snowmobiling trip up there sometime. Okay, we've got 1,000 political power. We really don't have anything major left to use on it. Now, we could just start pushing for left-wing radicals, though. Let's do that. Let's get the left wing in charge slowly. I've been saying we were going to do that from the start. And I just keep not spending stuff on it. Probably not worth it. I really don't like to use strats. They're so broken. Might as well just get better multi-rolls, though. Producing some of those wouldn't be a horrible idea, even if they're a little far behind or something. All right, let's continue. We'll do one more corruption campaign on the U.S. And we're going to go ahead and steal naval blueprints from them. No, we'll wait on that. When we're done with this, though, we are going to move our spy network. We're going to maintain, we'll leave one agent in Washington to maintain that network, and then we're going to send everyone else to Russia, because we have to start getting prepared there. What's up, small 1 million? Struts are perfect for maneuvering enemy launch silos and air defense. They are. I tend not to use them because I find them to be too overpowered. Strategic bombers in Millennium Dawn are fucking broken, and the AI typically is not competent enough to counter them. Even most players aren't, so I try to avoid using them. I will now and then, though. Bombers would win you the war. You could also bomb their airports. Yeah, they would, but that's the point. Is I feel like using them to win a war is less like a skill thing and more of just like you're using a really, really overpowered mechanic in the game, if that makes sense. He's doing it again. Huh. Fucking weird. GCC extends invitation to Morocco. Polynesia has joined the SCO as well. We're at the point of the game you start to see the really alternative timeline political stuff. A B2 can carry 40,000 pounds of ordnance, all of which can be GPS guided. I know they're very effective. I know in real life they're very effective too. They're ridiculous. It just feels a little bit nicer when you win a war without using a ton of them. I mean, I'm just saying for myself. I'm not saying like, oh, it's just don't use them kind of thing. It's completely reasonable to use them. They're an incredibly potent modern fighting weapon, right? But I don't know. I like the struggle of HOI. The struggle of HOI. I know it does no, and I'm not sure what's causing it. It only happens when I play Millennium Dawn 2. That's what I've noticed. It's only Millennium Dawn that does it. All right, let's get that operative back. We'll send in Sahid. What level is he now? He's been here for a while. He's still only level 3. That's as high as you can go, I think, isn't it? Strats are banned in MP games, yes. Because the thing is, like, even with how reasonable they are, if you know how to play a multiplayer game and you use strats correctly and flicker bomb, you'll just wipe the enemy's everything so quick. It's just not fun in the MP games. Because if we allow them, it just becomes a case of like the experienced multiplayer players will just wipe everyone else, which doesn't make sense. If you have a rogue player like Grisha in your game, you can effectively bonk the silos in air defense. He can't nuke. Oh, I know. We try to just avoid having players like that. Man, I remember when Grisha used to play in our games for like 1 week. What was it, 2 weeks maybe or something like that before he got his ass banned? Fuck. Diplomacy? You mean building nuclear warheads and threatening everyone until I start a World War Session 2? Fuck, man. No, he played in more than that. He played in 3 or 4 of our games, I think. Because I remember he played Russia in the game I played Syria, which he didn't do too bad in that one. He actually RP'd in that one. He was a very capable role player, I will say. I think he just had an audience who only wanted him to just be a war meme lord, you know, which is a shame. And then he played the Pakistan game. I remember that. That was a wild one. Did he like take credit for 9/11 or something like that? It was just ridiculous. Man, I do wish he wasn't a shithead, goddamn. We had a few talks. He seemed like underneath like the propaganda and like the memes to be a really nice guy, but I don't know. All right, we'll go for the nausea. Law enforcement commander of Islamic Republic of Iran is the uniformed police of Iran. Got a new agent as well. We have a linguist double agent from Armenia. We also have an escape artist scientist double agent from Armenia. We'll go for Nigerian though. And I am going to send them as the tip of the sphere in Moscow. Let's do that. I'm going to leave him on just keeping the quiet network. Our agents are slowly getting pulled back and put into Russia. We'll send her as well. He is. Got off the deep end. Yeah, I just kind of feel sorry for the guy. Hey, goddamn. He's still on Twitch, is he really? I don't follow him anymore. I haven't seen him like in the HOI category though. Does he still stream HOI? My only punishment in the Discord is a major ban from what happened between USM and him in North Korea. You did treat him pretty bad for a minute there, Charles, though. Iran doesn't have any political past besides their normal one note, unfortunately. That's my big gripe with their focus tree. It's really well made, it's very informative, it's really interesting, but there's really no alt history past for them. You can only go with like the community route, which I would hope they plan to fix given current circumstances. Get more oil. Go for better satellites. I want to get us as advanced satellites as we can, and then I'm going to produce hopefully a bunch of those so we have a satellite network going into the war of Russia, because that'll be huge. We're talking about Grisha Zodi. He's a Huawei streamer. Also, I saw him on stream. The title was streaming from the PMC Wagner Center soon. Oh my, okay, interesting. What's up, Calvs? Calvsita, how you been, man? What's up? Hope you're all well. Hope Lula Brazil is to your liking. Yeah, indoctrinated. That's about right. All right, we're gonna use this as a training exercise for our special forces. By the way, I do have a mouse issue still. My right clicking isn't working. Just heads up. I've been trying to play Overwatch lately, and trying to use anything where I have to right click has just been so fucking painful, it's ridiculous. It's even worse in HOI4 where you actually have to draw battle lines. He's been full Z. What's up, guy? Yeah, hope you're doing well, dude. Okay. Use it as a training mission for our Air Force, too. Poor Turkmenistan, man. Imagine being like a tanker, a Turkmeni tanker using probably like what, 60s Soviet era tanks, staring down the barrel of a modern like Iranian fucking state like this. Whew. Whew. They don't have any mountains to hide in. This is all desert, mostly. There's hills and shit, but you're not gonna have like the Afghani mountains, you know. They have T-72 BMs. Yeah. That I don't think that'll do what they want here. I'm gonna be honest. All right, let's do this. Yep, that's about right. What, that really is flexing today. He really is. Did they cap already? No. Good. Hold on. Do we need more do we need more military XP? I didn't think we had full doctrine. No, we do have full doctrine. Yeah, we might as well use that to rush the special forces bonuses then. And again, the bonus isn't really worth it. Let's hold on to that. We might need it later. Doesn't hurt to have a lot of army XP sitting around. I will customize our divisions a bit more given how much equipment we have too. I want more anti-air on everything. We're gonna need anti-air on everything for the war. What's up, Commander Faceless? Hope your Sunday's going well. This is all police stuff. We need military stuff right now. That's what we need. Very large-scale reforms. Now that the exam has been dealt with, we must, must begin reforming our education system to adjust and account for the changes we have made, although the reorganization process will have some temporary negative effects. Well, let's get that out of the way before we start the war of Russia. Yeah, better. No, we actually we don't want those. We'll steal military blueprints from the USA. No, you are currently predisposed in an American prison, aren't you? Okay. Is the IFV such an APC designer thing? That will come with 1.8 update in April. Million. Tanks used to be trench crossing and armored spearheads. Now they are armored snipers and have to be fast and well armored. Cold War tanks don't cut the mustard. No, they're from different eras. Really just dramatically different tech-wise and everything else too. I mean, that's why like the kill rate on fucking Russian tanks is so bad in the Ukraine war right now. Is because they're using those old ones and they can't compete with modern tech, period. And Ukraine doesn't have a ton of modern tech, but they're getting a steady supply of it from the West. Armor's overrated. Yeah, modern warfare is primarily air, and it will be moving even more to be space-based, but man, the look of a good tank, you know, the look of a good tank. It's just aesthetic, you know. It simply is. The only thing that could really hold a candle to it is like a really good fighter jet or a really aesthetic like carrier battleship. Whoa. United States just declared war on Jordan? I've never seen that before, ever. If the AI is starting to declare war on Middle Eastern countries... Alright, let's send some people to help out. I'm going to spend a small force and I'm going to garrison their port. I can send up to 3. Jordan nullified their debt. Ah, that's what I'll do it. No, yeah, you're right. Nothing could beat the aesthetic of an Iowa-class battleship. No, it's a work of art. See if we can naval strike some American ships in the Red Sea. Or an old tank model. I mean, armor is more for if you never main battle tank, yes. I mean, a good modern ATGMs can really do a lot, though. The only thing that looks better than a tank is a tank that carries beer in the main battle cannon. Well, shit. As I said, fast and well armored. Oh yeah, definitely. A tank with a beer dispenser. That's the way to fight a modern war. I don't think the Americans will be able to succeed in a naval landing if we garrison it. Then again, I also said we had a chance to win when we were fighting the Americans in Iraq, so... Probably not the best source on that. Alright, let's start to infiltrate the Russian government. So network up to, we are up to 76%. Very, very nice. I've seen 3 of your short videos on YouTube. I especially like the one with Bush Jr. Yeah, when I was Cheney and Matt was Bush. Yeah, that was a classic. I lost the whole video from that. It's one of my favorite videos I just don't have. I deleted it, I think, at some point on my computer. That was a fun game. HSTVL and the RDF LT increase survivability while having very low weight. What are those, Million? I don't know what those are. I assume they're like modifications for tanks. The best MBT has to be one that has tea or a coffee dispenser. Goddamn Brits, man. The current budget that we have allocated for our bureaucracy is inadequate, as the current structure is only the most basic for day-to-day functions. We need to expand the budget if we are to look like a competent, functional government. We also should have our reform decisions now, too. Thought we got some of those. Perhaps not. Nowadays, wool armor doesn't mean thick armor, it just means wool made with good materials. I'm gonna do the thing. Fuck, I haven't done this in HOI in so long. You make a field marshal. Battle plan. And then you garrison it somewhere. So you garrison it someone else, and then you do the battle plan. And then... Yeah! I can play Hearts of Iron. Alright, we have a large contingent of special forces helping to guard the port of Aqaba against any potential military invasion. How many soldiers would that be? Each one of these fields... I'm looking for how many people are in these. They're just empty? No, 11,000. So we've sent 33,000 soldiers to the port of Jordan to attempt to hold back any potential American naval invasion. Now, that being said, if they shore bombard with the US Navy, there's nothing we can do to stop them. I'm going to bet on the AI not being smart enough. What's up, Dolphin? What's up, my Ohio brother? How you doing? There are prototypes from the 80s that had low profile with a semi-automatic 75mm cannon designed by Eugene Stoner that can fire out 1 round a second. Jesus, man. Did they work? What's up, Cheese? Are you going to be streaming Vicky 3 later? Yes, I am, man. Yes, I will, for that game later. Where I may or may not get puppeted by the British. I still have received no reply from the French ambassador. Fuck. Oh no. Oh no. France, you abandoned us in our darkest hour once before. Do not do it again. Ooh. Ah. The Italians are in the war? Oh man, Jordan is fighting Cuba, Italy, America, and Hungary now. Do we have naval bomb? I'm sorry, what? Are we at war? The fuck is this? Is that a bug? How the hell do the Germans have aircraft up in Iran? Fuck.
But there's no real easy.
After that much Millennium Day. What's up, Christoph? How you doing, dude?
You're a simp.
I know the magistrates. I am esport. I am esport. Thank you, so come for that ass. Not really. Don't hurt me.
But there's no real
American players. No, they're German. They're fucking German.
You're a simp.
I guess there's just 200 German planes doing aerial reconnaissance over our country right now. It's a little worrying. Is this the preliminary, like, we need a port garrison. I didn't expect the AI to do anything competent, but I'm now getting a little bit worried, not gonna lie. I am mildly worried at this point. It's actually port garrison here. Thank you for the resub, Cheese. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for that. I'm sure the Red Cross will come if things get really ugly in the Vicky 3 game. I hope so. They're not gonna outright annex us, I don't think. So at least we would survive to fight another day, but I tried so hard to negotiate independence for Iran in that game. I tried so hard. The French are our saving grace if they reply to my DMs. Getting left unread by the French ambassador. What is up, Christoph? Noda Air Base is in Kuwait. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. So they just got their planes up. They're just chilling. Doing good. Just recorded some good material from a Bacone game and I'm about to edit the next episode. Nice, man. Hell yeah. Hope that goes well for you. Ah, the Bacone games. NATO AI is recon you for that. What they did for in Iraq in 2000s. That's exactly what I'm thinking. It feels like that, doesn't it? It really does. If we could fight a defensive war against America, it would be kind of fun, even though I think we'll probably lose. I mean, to be fair, we had spies in Washington for the last 5 years, lobbying, corrupting their government, and stealing all their fucking copyright, so it's not unwarranted, but it would be unfortunate. We'd have to garrison so much. We need a lot more divisions. We simply don't have enough at this point. I need to make some new divisions. Germany does not have any planes that can fly IRL. Could have sworn they did. I think so. You're still doing MD games MP? Yeah, I do them on weekends, man. They're really good now. The quality on them is fucking fantastic. Server quality RP games on the server are just... it's so nice. And I'm mostly hands off at this point too. Work a lot more on my YouTube content. Alright, I think let's upgrade our IRGC CODS force. We have the width we more or less want, but I want to throw in... We kind of just have to go for those. What we probably then need is just some better tank divisions. These aren't bad. You probably need more anti-air on these, given how much the Russians are going to have, though. I would guess. You did really good diplomatically until the great powers decided they wanted your opium under direct control. Yeah, that's what it was. Because until it became too inconvenient not to do it. We're playing Iran in that game as well, Dolphin. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely Christoph. No meta shit though. Meta will get you banned. You gotta actually RP. That's not optional. But if you do that, you're welcome to. That's not what I want to do. All right, what's... Spelling is hard. They really did change some of the stuff. How many tanks could I fit in this fucker? That ain't bad. That is not bad at all. What do you think about a multiplayer mega campaign? Steffi, we do them every summer. Our server is like big monthly event, like not monthly. Our big yearly event is we do a multiplayer grand campaign. We started one last summer. It stopped due to players fucking around. We switched it. We have a whole new thing that we planned for it. We've got a lot of changes and stuff, and we're locking behind it one of our roleplay tiers, tier 5. So we're doing it this summer. I have a few ideas for what I want to do for it. I did a Byzantine one last time, and it was fucking fun. I was so upset that we had those problems with it. They're all preventable too, and we will this time around. But yes, they're great, man. I had videos on my YouTube channel for it. I took them down because I didn't get to finish it. I was kind of disgusted by the whole thing. But yeah, dude, yeah, this summer. We're starting that one the first week of June. That'll be, I think, probably on Saturdays or Sundays. And if you play in the server and you get to rank tier 5, you will be able to play in it. Okay, the other thing that we need is to put AA onto the infantry brigades we're going to field. So let's redesign these a little bit too. Could go for just a straight up 60 width on them. It's not as efficient though. Do we have the AA for this? No, we don't. We need a lot more AA, don't we? Please tell me we have something modern than this. Oh no. Oh no. Here we go. We're not gonna have enough of that. Oh no. We need that really bad. That was a fuck up on my part. Uh-oh. It'll take a lifetime and a half. 3 months is what we estimated. The solar scheme sounds interesting, but it also sounds like it would be really long. 4 or 5 sessions, probably. Something like that. In the DC server, how do I get your rank up so you can play as a better country? Let me send you a link to that. This will tell you everything you need to know about ranks in the server and how to rank up in it. That website has all the information you need for our games too, at least for the MD and Vic 3 ones. We're working on making the other ones too. And the FAQ in there. It's really 3 simple things. Show up for games consistently, or tell us if you don't. Don't be toxic, and try an RP or try to learn to RP. If you're not good at it, it doesn't matter. Just show a willingness to actually do it. You know, that's all it is. Do that, play in a few games, you'll get out there pretty quick. The University of Tehran. The University of Tehran is the most prominent university in Tehran. I would hope so. And it has been ranked as one of the best universities in the Middle East and is among the top universities in the world. The current school has about 52,000 students attending, and the facility has complained of overcrowding. We must expand the current campus to ensure efficiency. Go for that. Odin Empire, make the English worship Odin in the meta campaign. Fuck. Scandinavia is on my list. I'll tell you the ones I'm thinking about for the grand campaign for the summer. There's a few I've thought about doing. I'm gonna follow, did someone say Texas? Raiders, Scandinavian Raiders, I thought about it. I could do it like not in an obnoxious way. It could be done in a fun manner. That's one idea. The one I really would like to do, I've been leaning towards, is I would like to play in Yemen. And I'd like to roleplay a local leader of Yemen and basically monopolize the incense and spice trade through Egypt into Europe. I think playing in Yemen would be fun, kind of either way. I wouldn't mind doing a Zoroastrian game by playing one of the Zoroastrian leaders who's still left over on the Caspian Sea. I've also thought about doing that. The other one I've thought about doing is playing like a count in Portugal starting off and playing in Portugal. That's the other one I've thought about. Those are the ones I'm on the fence about right now for the grand campaign this summer, the multiplayer one. They all would be a ton of fun. I'm very conflicted. Very, very conflicted on that. I did just say Texas. You made me say Texas. That's true. Man, I don't like kid pictures of myself. There's not many I have like from when I was a kid. One of my favorites still is when I was thinking like 1 or 2. It's just a picture of me eating cheese in a cowboy hat with a shirt on that says "Don't mess with Texas." I think that's one of my best pictures I've ever had taken of me, to be honest. It doesn't get much cooler than that, you know. Just vibing, eating some good cheese, got some drippy clothes on, you know, good stuff. Go for that. Next man campaign, I'm going back to the Aral Sea. Oh, you are. Well, we might be near each other if I'm in that area. Would you like to do my final paper? Absolutely not. What's up, Mage? Interstate interactions in India. That sounds interesting, but fuck no. No, I'm not gonna do your paper for you. Stop procrastinating and get your work done. How about that? Did you run the ivory trade in Western Africa? Now that'd be a fun one. West Africa would be fun. What's up, Lollipop? I'm doing really good. I'm a good Sunday. How are you doing? Your heart still's laying in the sea. Yeah, it was interesting. Watching you and the Seljuks along with Zdorpian was interesting to watch. Man, I remember feeling my heart rate go up every time that y'all were preparing another fucking holy war against Byzantium. Like, that game, I wish it had continued, because the RP that we had between like Byzantine just slowly collapsing and you guys, the Seljuks, just invading it repeatedly, those wars were probably some of my favorite I've ever had in Crusader Kings. And that says a lot, because I have too much time in CK2. So, fuck, man. I still remember when, like, I rallied that mercenary armor with, I think it was you, Panzer, are you still here? Remember when we rallied our armies together and we defeated the Seljuk horde on the gates of Constantinople and we shattered their army, dude, when they almost sieged the gates? Do you remember that? That's one of those battles, man. Oh, fuck. I was so sad that game didn't continue. It was ridiculous. I'm doing good. Testing my gameplay for Millennium Dawn roleplay as Boko Haram in Nigeria. Nice. Are you playing in the next one, Lollipop? I can never correlate Discord names and Twitch names ever. Alright, what do we want to do? Are we still going down? Did we do them all? Thought we had a few more on our military path somewhere. Well, let's do the Ministry of Science and Research. The Ministry of Science, Research, and Technology is the government ministry of science, research, and technology in the Islamic Republic of Iran. I would hope so. State-run universities of Iran are under the direct supervision of Iran's Ministry of Science, Research, and Technology. The ministry was established in 2000 when the Ministry of Culture and Higher Education was renamed into it. We'll get a little bit more research speed and we'll reduce our education costs, which are high, so that's useful for the economy. Speaking of the economy, we are in a deficit. And we need to raise taxes. We cut that down a bit. We need to get that a lot higher. We are in a fair bit of debt here. Yeah, it was good times. Yeah, man. Fuck. That was a fun game. The Shells Wars were so fun. Yeah, dude. That was probably my favorite CK3 game we did in the server. I'll do it later and panic about it. As someone who did that in college, please don't. It's not worth the stress and the heart problems. Currently, since I'm having some IRL problems, probably. For sure, man. Hope it improves, whatever you're dealing with. Okay. More Western and online propaganda. How's their government looking? We are slowly actually getting a large contingent of Western and non-aligned outlook people in government. We have infiltrated the civilian administration of Russia. We're going to start to increase their corruption. Always the next step. Man, they have no counterintelligence, do they? That's kind of embarrassing. And let's go ahead and infiltrate their air force. I want to see their actual air designs, and I want to see their actual air count, because we're probably getting bad information right now, so we need to get this properly. Broken keyboard. Sorry, let me rewrite. Oh, you're fine, man. I got the gist of it. The Americans have not tried to navally invade Jordan either. They'll do it when we go to Russia and we're not looking. That's what will happen. We're also not getting any naval hits on them. Let's try maybe over here. We might be able to hit some Italian convoys or something. Lebanon nullifies their debt. We're not going to get a war with them. How long till SPAA? 223 days. This stuff we need a lot of. We need so much of this. What's up, LMG? Thank you for the raid, man. Appreciate that. How you doing, dude? What were you playing? I didn't have a chance to take a look at what were you doing earlier when I started stream. How's it going, guys? Hammurabi. If you do not know me, I do primarily roleplay stuff. I'm doing a casual game right now, though. This is an Iran Millennium Dawn game. It's a modern-day mod for HOI4. We have subjugated and conquered most of the Middle East at this point, and we're preparing for a major war of Russia, which we are probably quite, frankly, very ill-equipped for. Our Air Force can't compete, and we seem to be lacking self-propelled ATGMs. Or, no, manpads, that's the one, and that's going to really hurt us. Probably saying that wrong. All right, we are actually maybe going to be able to sink some Italian ships here, too. We'll see. Appreciate the raid, though, man. Yeah, thank you, Lollipop, for doing the shout out too. Check out LMG, guys. He's a really cool streamer. He does a lot of HOI stuff. He streams Wiki 3. He streams EU4. I'm sure he streams lots of our stuff, but that's mainly what I've watched him play. A really chill guy, chill streams. If you just want to just, kind of vibe out, great guy for that. He's a cool dude. And I appreciate that again, man. All right, let's go ahead and infiltrate the Air Force of the Russians and hopefully get some proper fucking intelligence. We're getting a better picture of things. So they actually don't have as many air superiority fighters as I was worried about. It looks like they actually probably only have around 1,000, and they're not the really good ones. A little less than 500 multi-rolls, which we will outtrade by a long shot. They've got a lot of strats, though, so like I said, we need to build up our anti-air. A lot of cast. That's going to murder us if we don't win the air war. A lot of helicopters. A lot of strike fighters, though, and those aren't too shabby light jets. We will outtrade those, but they're still going to be really impactful. We're up to 700 now, though. I think once we get to around 2k air superiority fighters, we can probably win the air war, I'd say. Hopefully. Official contracts for students. Some of our students have done so well in the Concours exam in the university that we should consider contracting them to work on behalf of our government so we can utilize their knowledge for ourselves. Put the music down a bit, too. So may I ask what nation you're going to play the next Millennium Dawn roleplay Hammurabi? I am the United States. Lollipop, I'll be playing the US. I've got 4 co-ops with me too, so it's going to be a very big US. social propaganda campaign. The Hong Kong protests. Protests against Chinese actions in the territory of Hong Kong have rapidly increased, which analysts widely agreeing that the protests have entered a new stage in terms of scale and tactics. How the Chinese and Hong Kong governments will respond to this new escalation remains to be seen, but officials in both governments are reportedly increasingly resentful of the impacts of the protests on their vested interests. The protesters, for their part, are refusing to stand down until the Chinese and Hong Kong governments address their demands. Fuck, the Hong Kong situation was so fucking sad. Nationalist Taiwan? Monarchist Taiwan? They've got a smooth-talking economist monarch in Taiwan right now. With elections. His trait's really good, actually. Economist is really, actually, that's a very good trait. Damn. Never seen that before. Yeah, 4 co-ops. Wrote a 20-page paper in 2 days. Was expecting the teacher to say it was shit. The teacher said it was perfect. In fact, I forgot to write a conclusion. Yeah, you know, diamonds are made under pressure. It's not a phrase. It's a real thing. My best essays have been done like that too. Yeah, it's gonna be a big US. I got okay. So the rundown is Moose is gonna be vice president, so he'll be Cheney at the start. We've got. Let's see, Hanger is going to be Department of Defense, so he's going to be Rumsfeld. We've got XCB on state, so he'll be Colin Powell. And then we've got Crack Jesus, who's going to be playing the CIA director. And I think he wants to go for someone different than history, so I'm not sure who he's going to be at the start. We also do have full air doctrine now. What are you gonna RP the lower house? Not quite. Just I don't know. It's a huge game. We have 72 signups in that game right now. It's looking like it'll be one of our biggest games we've had probably in a while. So we need a I want the US to be done properly. I want us to be an actual power. I want us to be a force in the game, which we're gonna be. And I want us to be diplomatically felt everywhere. So all my co-ops are assigned to like different continents in the game. So we're gonna hopefully have like just constant communication with like most places. So the US has felt how it realistically would be diplomatically. It's gonna be a huge game. Gotta ask again, if I forgot, you requested 5 nations and then somebody says the nation you can play, right? Yes, that's how it works. The game controller will pick it based on a few factors. We keep track, we now have statistics on like if players like leave early and don't tell us, if they don't show up for games, ranks and all sorts of stuff. So we have a really detailed statistic system for picking players for countries. So if you don't show up for our games and you don't tell us and you just dip off the country, if it's important, that is cataloged and it will mean you won't get big countries in the future. Oh, we actually hit a US ship on that one. Who's the South American attaché? Africa is Crack Jesus. We actually are having issues there. We're gonna actually need to send. We'll send Zahid to root out resistance. He should do it very quickly. Yeah, look at that. 168%. Wow. That's wild. Nanotech advancements. Iran has recognized the significance of nanotechnology like other pioneering countries and started its activities in line with development of the technology. Iran's success in achieving a proper place among 15 countries which are advanced in nanotechnology and making attempts to promote the position and a bid to develop Iran's economy are the main missions of the Iranian Nanotechnology Innovation Council. Cool. We'll get computing bonuses. How far are we on that actually? It's computing, right? No, this is computing. Let's actually use that bonus in a meaningful way. Hopefully I don't forget. We'll do it when we get our next tech. This is going to be my first game, so don't make this one I already said that I'm having problems with it. Again, it's a case of as long as you DM someone in the server, like if you DM the game controller, just let us know that you're not going to show up, you're fine. Like we don't hold it against you if you have IRL shit. Everyone has stuff. You will miss sessions, but you need to let us know so we can find a replacement. That's the big thing. As long as you let us know, you're good. The issue comes when we assume players who are important on important countries are going to show up. They don't show up on the day, and then we have to just scramble to replace them, or we get an AI, and it's just a bit of a pain. We also have decrypted Russia. Let's do Ukraine next. We're going to have to fight them too in this war. South America, not South Africa. Oh, South America. Also correct, Jesus. Dolphin. He's on both. Yes, once the semester's over, I'm back in the games. Oh yeah, man. We'll get another Malta game. Check my DMs again. Fuck. Nothing from the French. Boys, we may get puppeted. I'm gonna fight. We're not going down. I'm gonna fight. It's what I. Force Hammy to play Finland. Yeah, I know. I fixed it. I apologize. I only get this with MD. I'll take another look at my audio. I'll take a look at things and see if I can figure out what this is. But go LT. Once we get the next thing of cast, we'll start to produce those too. Go for the Godger F313 next as well. We're gonna need to import a lot of cardboard to make it though. Prepare a collab government on the Russians. No, let's infiltrate the rest of their systems first. We'll infiltrate their army, and then we'll infiltrate their navy as well. We'll send Sahid and Shapra. We're just getting our agents into every level of the Russian government prior to a war with them. We still have someone in the US, right? Oh, god damn it, our spy network's gone. We've done our damage, though. Can't hear you? It should be back now. I should have just fixed it. Hopefully. If it's still not there, please let me know. I hate developing democratic focus branches for countries because they are always so boring. Average HOI player be like, fuck that. Democratic trees should be the most interesting if you write them and make them well. Nationalism is fucking boring. Fascism is a fucking joke. Communism is mildly interesting, but always goes the same way. Democracy is actually interesting. You can do cool things with that. When I first started playing HOI, roleplay, but also just generally, like when I started playing it, I was the same way. Like I only really cared about like nationalist, you know, just warmongering shit. After a certain point with this game, though, I find it's just so easy to fucking win. You just gotta do it, like, in an interesting way. Democracies are better for that, I think. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's fixed. Cool. We are good. Alright, an hour and a half of exciting Iranian gameplay. Preparing for the war. Major financial institution fails. Headlines have broken about a major financial institution going bust. The media is running rampant with this and heading for the hills. The government is being begged for a response as fears of larger crises are on the horizon. What should we do? 217 billion. Oh, fuck, man. Fuck! We just pumped 217 billion into the economy and it didn't do anything. We're just like copying Obama's strategy in 08. Just throw money at the economy and hope something works. That's an L. Folks, that's oh man. I may have been ignoring the economy a little bit, I'm gonna be honest. Houston, we have a problem. I may have gotten a little overconfident with our economy here. Yikes. Okay, we need political power. Yeah, we need to rush political power. We need to get out of stagnation. I need to increase corporate tax rate, max out the population tax rate, and then after that we'll put up our economic cycle all the way up to the top. We need to get into surplus, and then we need to pay off a fuck ton of our debt. We also need to probably convert some mills to civs. We can't sustain this right now. Oh boy. Yeah, it's financial crafts. Instantly increases taxes. So Moscow, how you doing, man? Listen, this is an austerity Iran. We're the conservatives. Deficit spending is for liberal pussies. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna follow CMA fire. Okay, we need more political power. We'll go for axis of resistance. I'll read this too, because this is important. The axis of resistance refers to the anti-Western Israeli, Saudi political and informal military alliance between Iran, Palestine, and the Syrian Assad government, as well as Hezbollah. Oh, it says that. Government and the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. Despite the differing ideologies such as secular Baathism, Sunni fundamentalism, and Shia Islamism, they are unified by their goal of opposing NATO, Israel, and Saudi Arabian activities in the region. We'll get some PP off of that too. Corrupting the Russian state. Rush the Iranian moon base. Fuck. It would look nice though, wouldn't it? What's up, Jax? Jax? I know that name. It's a name I haven't heard in a long time. What's up, dude? Conservative Islamist though. You should be helping the poor. You're not wrong though. Iran does actually care a lot about that. That is accurate. The Ayatollah, the Khamenei he's very socialist. Borderline far left. Many of the leaders of Iran have implemented, frankly, very ham-fisted attempts to increase the quality of life for the poor people of Iran. It's difficult given their situation, though, economically and politically. Yeah, goddamn, Jax. It's been a minute, dude. What's up? Nothing much, just making a return. I've been focusing on my work at the gym. Well, I hope you were fucking jacked now, man. Or jaxed. Doesn't sound as good as I want it to. Unless they're Kurdish or Arab. That is true. Yeah, as long as they're Persian. The economy is dying. People are unemployed. Cost of life has quadrupled. Let's raise taxes. What can go wrong? Exactly. If this was a real political economic simulator, this wouldn't work, but it's Millennium Dawn. $4K on Insta for working out. Dude, fuck yeah. That's cool as shit, man. Congrats. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. So currently, the state of Iran is such that after a decade of war, conquest, military expansion, and economic expansion, the Iranian state has more or less found itself dramatically overextended for what it is. Although the military heads of the government have been planning up a war case scenario for the Caucasus and Russia. The complete recent collapse over the last month of the Iranian economy has made it very clear that that is not a good idea or going to happen. At this point, our government's basically just experiencing probably widespread protests as the economy is just collapsing, as the quality of life has somehow even got worse, and as it is clear that the current government is unable to do its job. I think can we start a civil war at some point? We should be able to. We may have to go through some political reform at the very least here. So for now, the government's just focusing everything on trying to stabilize the economy. All plans for a war with Russia are off the table right now. We should force the Indian team to rework the economy so okay, so there's plans for that. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it, but I will say there's plans for more stuff with the economy in the future. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, so I'm just gonna say I'm just not going to. 50,000 GDP per capita is pretty good. Yeah, no, we've developed a fairly wealthy country, but recent circumstances. I mean, also what happens with that is people expect a higher quality of life, right? Like Vicky 3, I think does a fairly good job of like suggesting the estimated or the minimum standard of living expected by the population. That's a feature in Vicky 3, and it's a real thing. When you make people wealthier and when you add new technologies, people expect a higher quality of life. So by improving our economy, it's helped us, but we also made our people expect more. So if that just goes away, they're not going to support us probably at all. I need to stop spending political power when we need to save the economy. The elections to cause the flag hasn't changed. It's been that way for a while. Yep. We're doing like no damage to these ships we're hitting in the Mediterranean. Out for stuff, but every time I do it fucks it up. God damn. It's a lot of fun, Moscow. What the fuck, dude? I think it's my Chrome browser that's doing it. Every time I click on Chrome is when this tends to happen. It's such a pain in the ass. The hot tub stream. Fuck. Forget I still have that up. Let's rush super IFEs. Why not? 2025 IFEs. We're producing like nothing right now, but that's fine. Is the sites you have open using your microphone? You know, they might be. It might be indeed. I'm using like a bunch of different stuff to actually organize video on this computer. This video will give you I'm going to turn off my browser for now until I get the fix. That might help this. We'll try that. Okay, we still need more political power. We got access to resistance. They gave us a lot. Goddamn. I'm just not gonna take a focus until we get out of our current situation. Like, our government couldn't work on anything until we get this dealt with. We'll just take all that political power and just let it build up and hopefully get out of stagnation. We really do. We need to get out of that. All the countries I want to play have been taken. That's how it is. For MD games, it really is a case of you got to get your reservation in before the first ones go out. On which game, twins? On this one or which one? Bangladesh does not have a focus tree. Actually, India doesn't either, which is a fucking tragedy. They're a puppet of China in this game, if y'all remember from that war. It's a goddamn tragedy. This one, oh shit. We started off, oh, that's so long. I'll try to make this very quick though. We started off with Iran. We just built a spy agency up. We developed our economy. We built up our military. We modernized. We destroyed Saudi Arabia from the inside by corrupting with our spy agency. We got in a war of Turkey after they invaded our ally Syria. We fought them for a while. We puppeted them, after which we invaded Saudi Arabia and then ended up puppeting most of the Middle East. We had been guaranteeing Palestine. Israel invaded, so we fought them. It took a while, but we did win that, and then we puppeted them. We have a good relationship with the Chinese, and we did have a good one to the Russians until semi-recently, when the Caucasus started to work with them. We supported China in a war with India, and our divisions gave them the breakthrough that allowed them to actually win that war and puppet India. So that's the short of it. So much. That's the very condensed version. What is the soundtrack name? So you want the Millennium Dawn soundtrack. What is this one? Let me look. This is Firewall. The good one you want though is what the fuck's it called? This one. Uprising, I think. Yeah. Pax Britannica Uprising is the best that Testudo made. MD got a guy named Testudo. Let me link his YouTube because he makes really good. Fuck, I'm gonna corrupt my audio again doing this. Let me cancel. Could one of my mods do me a favor? Or someone, and go to YouTube and someone grab Testudo's YouTube channel, link it here. He makes really good music, and he made like a whole soundtrack for Millennium Dawn for them. I think for free too. It's wild. If someone could do that, I'd appreciate it. There goes my plans for giant textile mills. What happened? Did the French finally reply? No. Damn it. Fuck! France, please. The Tehran International Permanent Fairground is a large outdoor space dedicated to the exposition of Iranian products, maybe industrial, scientific, military related, with 34 active exhibit halls hosting more than 60 different exhibitions every year. Cool. I think that's the one. Yep. Appreciate that. Yeah, you can find his songs in there. They're really good. We can ask China for a bailout.
Metropolitan Police have described the riots as the worst in current memory. They first flared after a peaceful protest in Tottenham on Saturday.
We just lost another 320 billion somehow. I don't know how, but because we went up with our, yeah. We're almost in a surplus. Yeah, we have a full-blown tech crisis at this point. This may be today's game, guys. We may just be trying to get out of this debt spiral here. I haven't had one of these in a while. I haven't done this to myself in quite some time. It's been a minute. I used to do this to myself all the time. We really need to lower the corporate tax rate too. If anything. We're gonna have to cut spending. Yep, we're gonna have to cut spending. We're gonna cut our military spending. We don't have a choice here. Owing money to China is never a bad idea. No, they're really reasonable. They don't take advantage of it. They're great money lenders. They never take advantage of the loans they give to any country ever. So it's a win-win. not a real modern day model about death spirals, though. That's true. Yeah, we're gonna cut the military. That'll piss off the whole military against our government, though. Oh, man. This is how you get an actual revolt, though. It'd be a good time for it if we can make it happen. I did want us to go leftist rather than theocratic. Expanding the Tavron International Permanent Fairground. Okay, what do you want to do? We can do our industrial advances. We can do our military advances or a scientific one. We'll do industrial. If it helps our economy even minutely, it's worth it. We'll display our efforts and get that extra political power, which we are desperately in need of. Continue to increase corruption in Russia. Steal some blueprints from them too. Medium. Reinstate the Shah? Oh, no. We'll go leftist. What's up, Argon? How are you doing, man? Yeah. Pahlavis are not great. I know it's a monarchist circle jerk, but no, absolutely not. Fuck that. Fuck the Pahlavis. Well, let's see. We're looking. Hold on 1 minute. Gotta find my mic. Hamid, do you have any good book recommendations about 20th century Iran? Yes. The fuck did I put it? Go to my stack of books. I think. Hold on, where the hell did I put that thing? A really good one. My wires are getting everywhere. Let me go find it. 1 second. Bear with me. Wires are fucking everywhere. My cable management is not good. Yeah, so there's a book I read recently to educate myself a bit more about Iran. 1 second. We don't even need to do that, do we? We'll steal military blueprints from them as well. Yeah, so it's called The Iran Wars. I don't know. Let me see. Is this seeable on my OBS? Yeah, there we go. Iran Wars. It's well written. The writer is really biased. He's really fucking biased. He's very, very pro-Israel. Very much a warmonger. Warhawk, I'd say. He wrote for the Wall Street Journal, which should tell you everything you need to know. But it's very informative. It gives, it primarily talks about, like, the state of Iran in the early 21st century and kind of how it's been impacted by, like, the revolution, and the, let's see, 20th century. I gained some weight. No, I actually lost weight and I gained muscle. Technically, I have lost weight. I've been gaining muscle, but I'm back at the gym. But no, it's a good book. If you want something that kind of deals with like modern Iran based off of like their recent past, that's a really good book. It's called Iran Wars by Jay Solomon. It's really solid. If you want one, I'd really recommend that. It's not too long either. I got it for I think pretty cheap online. So that'd be my recommendation. I'm unmuted, right? Yeah, I am. Cool. But yeah. That's breath. I'm not super fit again, but I've been going back to the gym a little bit. I mean, I lost a ton of weight last year, and I gained back a good part of that, but that was a long time ago. Go for that. Good. All right, we've got the proper self-propelled A8. That's what we need. We need to produce a fuck ton of this, but we can't. We'll at least get the production going on it. Get the efficiency up. That move flux for us. No. I'm gonna go read up on the Waffle Party and the Urabi for the Victory game in a few hours. Stream everyone else who's here. See you in Moscow. See you in a little while. Have you seen the guest star thing on Twitch? Yes. Doesn't seem like of all the many things Twitch needs to work on, it wasn't very high on the list, but good for them for adding something, I guess. I should lose weight. I get blind or bipolar chicks. I only get blind or bipolar. Fuck. I mean, dating is easier when you're fit. I'll say that. As someone who's been on very much both ends of the weight and fitness spectrum, dating is very easy when you're fit. Everyone starts somewhere being consistent, keying, being scheduled, targeting specific muscles. Yeah, my big thing for a while is, man, I wasn't taking medication. I'm doing that now. So it's a lot easier for me to be consistent on things. I used to be very fit. I was fairly, I'll say ripped. Please, 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 Jesus, don't be in NATO. I think we're good. I think they're not in NATO. Did we really get that lucky? Yeah, they're fighting Armenia and they're fighting the Greeks right now. No, they're not in NATO. Okay. How big is their fleet? I want to take their fleet in the peace conference. Yep. Okay. We're gonna join this war. Turkey, you actually did something good. I didn't think you did, but you did. We really need more generals too. Still got those German aircraft up over our airspace. Still on dropping some weight though. No, Dolphin, we got this. Deep breath, we got this. What's a platypus? No. It may look dire. It may look dire, but it's not. You know why? Those dumb bitches aren't in NATO. Dumb fucking bitches left NATO. Imagine letting your nationalism make it so you can't defend your own country. That's hilarious. Really funny, actually. We need to decrease our military spending, though. We are in a surplus. Fuck it. With that debt we have to work on now, though. We'll get it. It'll just take time. I'm gonna start lowering our corporate tax rate, too. What's up, Void Wolfton? Wolfton, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Sorry I missed the Elder King's RP. Just wanted to hop on and wish you the best and hope to get back when I can. Sounds good, dude. It was a good role-playing movie, man. I hope all is well. Orthodox Greece under a very zealous Iranian government. That's what it will be, won't it? NATO, please don't join. Alright, we got a war on our hands. They aren't even contending air. He was on training. Not my wisest moment there. Let's see what our tanks can do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I really don't want to engage their navy. I want to take it in the peace deal. Go to concentrate fixing the debt spiral. Yeah, like fucking 6 months later. This was the 2000 start platypus. Coldrew's looking at me for football with me to wait 270 at the end of my senior year. I'm halfway through my junior at 240. Goddamn boy, then you ready? Pushing Armenia. Yeah, my sophomore year of high school, I was really, really fit. I was... No, not high school. Sophomore year of college, my second year, I was very, 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 very fit. Never gotten back to it. I love working out, I just struggle with consistency so bad. But I've been starting again. As soon as we deorg all these guys and push through here, we should just go straight through Thessaloniki. My many attempts to get achievements for Greece and Turkey and vanilla are anything to go by. We actually have more fighters we should put out here too. MD does not have achievements. No, it does not. Have you ever played Kingdom Coke Deliverance? And have you, would you like to see the next one based on? Kingdom Come Deliverance. Was that RPG game? Like with the really like in-depth combat system? Am I thinking of the right one? Once you get into it, it's easier. The hardest part is always starting and restarting. Yeah, true. True. I used to lift a lot. I maxed out my squat. I think it was well over 400 in college. My bench was pretty solid. I don't remember what it was. Well over 200. My squat was always better. Self-propelled AT-AD, AT-AA, and then mounted ATGMs. We're gonna need more of those for the big one. My bench is only 275 and my squat is only 375. No, it's not bad, man. Did you ever play football? No, my parents wouldn't let me. Due to the medical issue, due to the danger of it. I played rugby, but then I got a concussion doing judo, so I stopped sports. Yeah, I was very good at sports when I was young, but I just had a couple medical things really fucked me up. I got the concussion, and then before that, I had started to develop. I had like an issue with my bone plates. I don't think they ever really properly figured out what it was, but it just made sports very hard. It's a shame. I really did enjoy it. All right, we can just let him run at this point. I'll have to do it myself. Can't trust the AI to do anything, I swear. Squat's high because legs are stronger than arms. Yep. Feel you, man. Concussions are not something that I can take lightly. No. No, they fucked me up. My memory's never been the same. We got a lot of air XP now, and we've completed our doctrine, so we'll be able to dump all that into... I mean, we might as well do it right now, given that we're not producing many of these. Let's make... We're gonna go for tier 4 engines on these babies, but we're wait a little bit longer. Get that 105 air XP. Yeah, contact sports like that. That's the problem with them. They are dangerous. We're gonna annex all this ourselves. These are our historical borders, so no reason not to. Oh, did Greece cap too? They did. Okay. All right. Do we? Oh man. We'll puppet them. We're not gonna give it to the Turks. Fuck them. Let's take their navy. It's not gonna let us do it. We're not gonna be able to get their navy. God damn it. Oh well. That's bugged battles with our puppeted country now. I'm 6'2" and I'm too short for a lot of really good colleges. Puppet war operations, yeah, that's what we did. Immediately demands a bailout. Oh man. Anytime you get any level of diplomatic relationship with Greece, you are going to be asked for a debt bailout by the Greek government. It's no longer a European problem. Iranian citizens are now obligated to pay off Greek debt. Beautiful. Only 5'8". That's not too bad though. Who's the leader of no, it's, oh my god, it is Shiite Revolutionary. Georgios Stavros, who doesn't look like the normal leader you'd expect, but that's the leader. Well, that was very unexpected, but not an unpleasant surprise. Now we have to go back to trying to make sure our economy stays alive. Okay. We almost have enough air XP. Let's keep training them. Your last message. Let me look. Your sister placed 3rd in Norwegian championships in the biathlon. Congrats, dude. That's cool as hell. Damn, your sister's fucking talented, dude. Think about learning the Karelian language and maybe other phonetic languages because they're going extinct slowly and they're such beautiful languages. Well, it takes people like you being willing to learn them for them to survive, so good on you, man. I mean, if you love them, if you like those sorts of languages, the only way you keep them alive is by learning them yourself. I mean, like, they'll be made into, like, you know, they'll be kept alive with the internet and things like that, but small consolation. Well, that was okay. So we're looking really good. We have to, let me think here. I really would prefer not to get a bailout. I'm going to keep decreasing the corporate tax rate, and I'm going to use that extra production power to produce a lot more office complexes that will give us lots of taxable income. Is what we're gonna do. We need to get our tax costs down more too. We were not in as good as a position in many ways as I actually thought we were as Iran. This is that moment when the government comes to terms with its own limitations here. My friend's Greek. I need debt money. Italy in the background. I need more debt money. Fuck. Listen, we'll become your puppet too, as long as you pay off our debt. All 9 trillion of it. What does stand mean, lol? Why is everything in the name is stand? I actually don't know either. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna guess land. I'm gonna guess it means like land. Like air, like land or something like that. Oh no, I turned on my Chrome. Guys, I can't use my Chrome and it fucks up my audio. Can someone check that? It means country. Okay. So it'd be Uzbek country or Kazakh country, which is like the local culture, I think, right? Or at least maybe language. Land or country. Yeah. All right. Back to trying to save our economy. Hong Kong protests increased in scale. Protests against Chinese actions in the territory of Hong Kong have rapidly increased, with analysts widely agreeing that the protests have entered a new stage in terms of scale and tactics. How the Chinese and Hong Kong governments will respond in this escalation remains to be seen, but officials in both governments are reportedly increasingly resentful. We already read this one. They're continuing, I guess, the Hong Kong protests. We'd be very disinterested. Same thing with the IA suffix, which also means land, like Serbia. Really? I didn't know that note. Land of the Serbs. Huh. That's interesting. I've never been very interested or very good with language or linguistics. Language is never alternative language, even English, as you all know, because you have to listen to me. It doesn't come naturally. I struggle with even one. Accelerate social mobilization. Currently, 60% of Iran's wealth is controlled by just 300 people, with about 45% of the country being working class. Now that we have undone the brain drain, the individuals who have achieved higher education can now begin to pass down their wealth. Slowly increasing our middle and upper class population, though we could ease the process by creating programs to accelerate this mobilization. That's cute. That's cute. They think that'll happen. Oh my god. Iran thinks that trickle-down economics is going to happen. That's hilarious. Man, they're in for a surprise. We go down more. Aha! We did. We got rid of Iranian brain drain. That was really bad. Iranian brain drain was really hurting us, so that's fantastic. One Cartel Mexico, I still haven't forgotten. The update for it's coming out 1.8. The cartel mechanics will come out with 1.8. What's up, SRJ? Thank you, man. Glad you enjoy it, dude. Appreciate that. The I assume you need the MD one, right? Because I'm technically doing two. Iran. Fuck. Yes, we did beat Armenia in that surprise war that Turkey started for us without our permission. Alright, we can make our really good new variant on our Isfahan. We'll make the Isfahan Mark II. Isfahan MK2. We're gonna bump those numbers up. Range is actually important too, because we're gonna have to fight in Russia, so we're gonna really need a range. I'll do 2 more on engines and I'll put 1 on range. Is what we'll do. That's smarter. It's not as fun, it's just super high engine aircraft, but it is smarter for what we're gonna need it for. We actually maintain our production level on that thing with any variant we make. Wow. That's not overpowered or anything. Yeah, Azerbaijan, when we go to war with them, we have to fight Russia though, so that'll be the big one. Kind of hurt when you took Turkey though, as being half Turkish. Listen, if you watched the videos, you knew well we didn't start that war. They started that war with Syria. We were just we were just defending defending them. I mean, this is historic Iranian territory. I really do want to do a Turkey game sometime, but there still is no MD Turkey tree. There is that sub mod. I took a look at it and it's just kind of, it's just ridiculously overpowered. I've thought personally. Let's get that interest rate down. Are we back in a deficit again? Because propaganda campaigns cost money. Beautiful. Beautiful. You're half Bengali, half German. Well, that's cool, man. Oh yeah. Commander, are you in the US or... I think you told me before. Where you at, man? CSTO. Yeah, they are even worse. I promise they'll look good at the end. They're gonna be really ugly and then they'll be really nice. The reason that they didn't do a Turkey tree is because all the Turkish people keep asking for it and that angers them. That sounds exactly right. You should take Konya 2 and then Turkey would have 100% more average IQ. Is that because that's where you live, Mage? I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that's what it is. I mean, the reason they didn't do it... I already read that. Just rereading things. Look at that naval XP. Speaking of Navy, let's make it better. I think we have better destroyers now. Yeah, we do. How long until we get the really good one? 125 days. Stealth destroyers, these are fucking fun. They're so costly though, it's ridiculous. And they're expensive as hell to make. But these things have such low visibility, it's ridiculous. We'll make these until the end of the game. Apparently they're changing Navy stuff though in the 1.8 update. Need to actually figure out what that is. Yeah, it took a book out of the British playbook and draw some straight lines on a map. Fuck. But is it worth it? Is it really worth it? We'll go max speed. Okay, so here's the plan. They would follow platypus. Let me stab it. The plan is we're gonna outbuild our deficit. We're gonna just basically build up a giant corporate hub in Tehran, which we can now afford because we have a very middle class and modern economy. We're gonna basically go into a slight deficit and utilize all of our civs to just build the office complexes we need to have the income to offset our deficit. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to go the dangerous route, but it will in the long term be more beneficial to us. We will actually have a surplus once we get these propaganda campaigns done too, and then we'll lower the corporate tax rate even more. 98 days. Agent put into hiding. The Russians found him, I guess, on a mission. But he is not captured, so he will not be brutally tortured by the KGB and or Putin. I'm sure Putin does a little bit of it himself, just probably. He seems like the type. Decisions. Get decisions for fortifying the border. That's worth trying at least. What's their corruption level now? We have got their corruption up to 9. One more, and we will max out the corruption in Russia. That is huge. Let's prepare a collaboration government. And let's steal some industrial blueprints. It is like Ohio and Florida of Turkey. Oh God, that we don't need that. We'll let them keep that. If I lived in the U.S., I'd be dead. I'm autistic, have ADHD and Tourette's. Canadian healthcare is super important. Right, you're Canadian. Fuck, dude. Yeah. It's if you are poor and have any health or mental issues, it's a little rough out here, man. I live in a city that does a lot better medically, and I have better than being gouged for a checkup on a simple procedure. Also, emergency care generally gets quickly routed compared to normal everyday stuff. Yeah, the Canadian system's pretty solid. I won't rant about American medical care. I'm not going to do it today. Don't worry. I considered it for a second, but I'm not going to make you listen to it. We can actually start to make some really good satellites now too, but do we have the launch vehicles for them? That's the question. We do not. We'll get better ballistic missiles, which will then allow us to make better OLVs. Let's get up to like the, we can get all the way up to the 2015 OLV, and then we'll use these to launch a big satellite network. We're trying to develop the Iranian economy, but we're also using it for military stuff later on, so. We're also not making mounted ATGMs for some reason. A little bit on that. Okay, we'll begin to steal blueprints. Today, I don't think we actually may get any major wars besides that Greek one. We really, I gotta do some repair on Iran right now. We've overextended way too much, and we haven't built up the economy to match it. Could ask the Indians for a debt bailout. God, debt relief would be really nice. They're still fighting in Japan and Taiwan as well. I forgot about that. That's just been ongoing. It just hasn't stopped. It's worth an ask. We'll ask the Indians to bail out our government. They denied us a bailout. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. We're not the closest in the world. You know, hospital pays more for the medical bureaucracy than they pay for some doctors. In some countries, yeah. American medical bureaucracy is just bloated. American democracy in general is so bloated. There's a man, I'm making a scenario for Solaris for one of our games right now, and I was rereading part of Asimov, and there was a line in there I found that was like scary. Let me see if I can go find that thing. I think I put it in the. God, I have to open my browser though. Let's see if I can find it on my phone, so I don't make you guys have to listen to my microphone just die. He has a really good quote about that. What the fuck was that? Asimov. See if I can find this thing. Really good one. Here it is. Yes. Okay. This is from Isaac Asimov's Foundation and Empire, which is a book series kind of detailing the fact that empires always tend to like come and fall, even ones that have been forever. There's like a interstellar empire at the start of the books that has been there for I think like what 1,000 years. There's just been generations of it, but it's slowly declining. And this is from the fall of empire, gentlemen, is a massive thing. However, and not easily fought, it is dictated by rising bureaucracy, a receding initiative, a freezing of caste, a damming of curiosity, and 100 other factors. It has been going on, and as I have said for centuries, it is too majestic and massive a movement to stop. But anyway, massive bureaucracy and a lack of curiosity. Fuck. That one, as an American, that hit home a little bit. Okay, well, we've done a lot of our tree at this point. We've done a huge portion of it. I'd rather wait until we can use this a little bit better. This gives us a lot of bonuses down the line. Destroy Zionist supporters. As an American, I recognize every empire falls and America has kind of turned into an empire. Just hope it does from the inside so we don't have additional warlords or something. I don't think we will. It'll just be a slow decline. I mean, look at the recent McCarthy situation. 15 fucking votes to get him as Speaker of the House. And I mean, a lot of like my more liberal friends thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I don't think it's funny. I think it's terrifying, in the sense that it just speaks to such, excuse me, structural issues. All right, I'm trying not to rant about stuff, but anyway, we'll end that there. Try to catch myself before I rant more. Let's go ahead and do agency computers as well. See a quick look. We have almost, I think, a complete intelligence overview of Russia. They're really weak. They only have 104 factories. They got 65 civs, they got 33 mills, and 6 dockyards. It's a joke, really. They've got almost maxed out corruption. We're about to make it max for them. They do have a booming economy, though. Large military spending, globalized trade economy, partial draft. Now, trade law is actually something we might want to change. We'll go for a globalized trade economy when we can too, because it actually gives us more tax income. But anyway, officer military schools, regional interventionism. The military has 137 divisions. Most of them are air assault brigades and mechanized infantry. Both of those aren't very good. 21 tank divisions, and those are very good. The Russian tank divisions are solid. 8 special forces, and then a conglomeration of other things. Let's look at their tech. If I don't break the game doing this. They're caught up to us for their IFEs. And their APCs. Oh man, their tech is really advanced. Their infantry tech is actually really not that great. We will have the edge in that. Their armor is going to be very, very, very solid. We'll go toe-to-toe with them, assuming we get enough of the advanced ones. And so is their artillery stuff. Navally, they have 178 ships, the majority of which is in corvettes, which aren't super powerful, but they have a lot of frigates, they have a lot of destroyers, which is the real danger. There's some cruisers, and then they do have a battle cruiser. They also have a ton of subs, which will fuck us up. They did go for inclement weather experience, which was a really bad choice. They did go for a capital attack and screen defense, which is bad. Also very advanced. We do have the edge if we can pump out enough of those stealth destroyers, though. Britain was an empire without an emperor/empress due to the constitution. The only emperor title was Emperor of India at the time. Yeah, I mean, they were the last one to fall. If you haven't seen it, I suggest watching the Star Wars Fall of Democracy videos on YouTube. I haven't. Can you link that, Hyperius? So I can open it up. Again, if I open my Chrome, I'm just going to destroy my audio right now. I'd love to look at that. So Navely... They went green doctrine, that's not very far. We can beat their navy. Especially if the Greek one will actually follow us. Airwise, they have 4.8 thousand aircraft. 900 air superiority fighters, 1.4 thousand multi-roles, 1,000 CAS, 950 strike. Fuck, they have a 5th generation fighter too. We don't even have the edge when it comes to that. Oh boy. This is just gonna come down to us needing a better micro, really. I remember the days when the AI was really bad and they wouldn't make good decisions. The AI in MD has gotten so much better since I started playing it. We're gonna ask the Chinese for a bailout too. They gave us a bailout! The cost will be significant, but they gave us a bailout. They just paid off 1 trillion of our debt. To be fair, we did win the war with India for them, so they owed us. Like, it was our divisions that won that war for them. It was us who made that breakthrough and cut off their whole area over here. So they did just give us a huge bailout. That will really, really help the economy. Hell yeah. That is significant. That is wonderful. France fell around the same time as an empire. To a degree, France is actually still more of one than certainly the Brits are. France is still relevant. They're not an empire anymore, but they're one of the few European powers that is still a global military, political, and economic force to a degree. Like, Germany is technically stronger due to their economics, but they focused on Europe. France still has a lot of power overseas, and they're the only European country to really do that. Baku is second Israel. It has been reported that our neighbor Azerbaijan secretly supports Israel's ambitions to denounce our position, interests, and our sovereignty. This cannot be tolerated. Appreciate that, man. I can pop it up on my computer here. It'll load. Oh boy. My laptop just froze. It is an actual potato. Laptop, please. There we go. France's advantage is that they perfected neocolonialism before everyone else did. Yes, they did. They understood how things changed. Most countries didn't adapt to it, and they lost their, like, any semblance of international power. France did. They adapted. Really the only one in Europe who did. Let's see, we got around 45 minutes before the Vic game. What's the tree look like that you are currently going down? We're going down the second, this is our military path. So we can cooperate with the Armenians, but we already annexed them, so that's not really an option. We can invest in the Azeri states. It's going to lead to us basically going to war with the Caucasus. So we're going to war with Azerbaijan and stuff like that. I guess we can cooperate with them even if they've been annexed, which I'm fine with. Because I guess we're cooperating with them in the sense that we own them. Oh my god. Fuck, man. Azerbaijan is not only a fort on our side, but the Armenian side as well. We can use the Armenian-Azerbaijani rivalry to our advantage and support our Armenian comrades against a common threat. Yes. Well, they're literally our comrades now. Literally. Thank you to Prime Jacks.
Easy way to say this.
Appreciate that, dude. Thank you very much.
Look, you're a simp. I'm gonna have to report you back to Cusco.
I did. No, Hyperius, I did. I opened it in my browser on my computer, so I'll be able to watch this later.
Boy, there's no real easy way to say this.
Yeah, it looks very interesting. Using
Look,
Star Wars as an analogy.
You're a simp. I'm gonna have to report you back to Cusco.
Oh yeah, brother. The only British independence that was violent in the US, the rest were basically peaceful. Yeah? Yeah, you're right. I think. I'm trying to think. I mean, it's led to a lot of violence, but in terms of an explicit revolt, yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think though. I'm sure there's exceptions. How much longer do we have these? 23 days, then we'll be in a surplus. Oh, that's a crash. That's a crash. Well, we got through 2.5 hours without an MD crash today. That's not bad. Not bad at all. We interrupt this broadcast for our regularly scheduled Millennium Dawn crash. Please bear with us. Was that solo or multiplayer? Was what, Jax? Egypt technically, but that was more for control over the canal. Yeah. That's more of a gray area though, for being honest. Look back note. See if my OBS works. I was having troubles with it issued earlier. Hopefully we have a good autosave that's not corrupted. Because I haven't saved at all during today's game. Monkey brain. Yes, I played a ton of Dwarf Fortress Commander. I played actually in high school. I played it before it was cool. You know, these kids nowadays, they're playing Dwarf Fortress and you know, they're having a great time. But I played it when it wasn't fun. You know, I played it when it was actively unenjoyable to experience. So, you know, I'm not saying that makes me better, but it's just, you know, what it is. Yeah, it used to be not super fun. I played a lot of it in high school though. I had a good buddy, Michael, I think it was. Man, I haven't talked to him in years. But we used to play Dwarf Fortress, just talk about it a lot. That's how me and him bonded. He actually, how did that friendship start? I think he just asked me, we had like a gym class together. And I think he just asked me if I played Dwarf Fortress, actually, I think is what it was. He was really eccentric. He was a cool dude, but he was very eccentric. I was like, fuck yeah. I played that horrible game. But yeah, I haven't played in a long time though. So are you King of America yet? No, not quite. Babylon Roleplay is the roleplay server. Jax, you played on it, remember? Same server. It's not Hammurabi's Hangout anymore. It's Babylon Roleplay. Same thing. It's just full-blown roleplay server now. Very different. Boys, we got bad news. We got bad news! An ambassador, we got a letter! And it's bad news for the Vic game. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck. This is gonna be an interesting Vic game today, guys. By interesting, I mean very bad, but in the good kind of way. Fuck. Oh, we just got all this because we annexed them. What's up, Dan Scarin? Stoked for next week. Hell yeah, dude. Who are you playing again in the MD game? Remind me, man. I wasn't the organized this time around, so I didn't, like, you know, assign all the nations and stuff. Man. Now I'm psyched for this Vic game. We got 40 minutes. Well, we can't go with Russia, can we? We can just instantly declare war on them now. Wow. Russia joins Iran in the war against Azerbaijan. That would be so cheesy. That's ridiculously cheesy. Let's try to embargo them. We'll ask a country that doesn't exist to embargo them. Yeah, we should probably send a letter to the Germans. I'll get a little bit longer. Do you have any more room? Yes, there are some. I've gotten Vic 3, but I'm still new at it. Yeah, you're welcome to join. You're welcome to. We're only using the state transfer mod for it. Armenia? Oh, you get the good tree then. Remember Hammurabi, me, when we used to play Dwarf Fortress together? Hope you're doing better after shitting in class soon. Oh my god. Mage. Mage! I'm not in contact with any of my high school friends anymore, I don't think. Try to think. No, not really. It was weird. In high school, I was homeschooled my first year. I was in one high school in this town I used to live in the second year of high school. And then the last 2 years of high school, I was in the one I graduated in. I had a friend group, but we all lost contact over the years. Because I graduated 7 years ago, so it's been a while. Hell yeah, man. Well, that Embanar game's going on right now too. Forgot about that. They refused. Yeah, to be fair, their government doesn't exist. Cancellation of economic contracts. Riff's paper that says economic contracts with Azerbaijan. This is some top tier focus tree development right here, folks. It doesn't get any better than that. It really doesn't. Fucking meme lords, I swear. Can I join the Vic game? Never played much before. Yes, as long as you're willing to roleplay, Jax, you're welcome to. That gets started in 40 minutes, so get it downloaded and make sure you get the state transfer mod ready to go on it. I only stayed friends with one person from high school. The rest eventually went the way of I was friends with that person. What's wrong with me? Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. It's a fair degree of maturing that happens over the years. Bit of radar too. We're gonna need to refit a lot of our ships. To re-infiltrate their government. Don't forget that voice changer in the Fallout RP. Oh, I remember. I remember very well. You were playing the those Raiders guys, weren't you? Got like the skull mask on. They're right below the Mormons. I think that's who you're playing, right? I remember that game. The fuck are they called? Hang dogs? Hang dogs? No, that's not right. They're in the east. Yeah, we became friends. Yeah, I remember. Is there a save to download? Yeah, it would be in the Vic 3 saves channel, don't scared. If you want to load a bit faster. Keep 2 to 3 friends from university, very close. Other than that, I don't contact with much people. That's fair. Having 101 friends, I'm not a fan of that, but having a few people, that's the way to do it. What's up, Truckanero? Howdy. Hope all is well with you. Alright, back in a surplus. We're gonna lower the corporate tax rate again. We're gonna just barely run a surplus. We're gonna get our debt down a bit. Our interest rate lowered a lot, thankfully, due to that Chinese bailout. We will... go for Air Force. We will also keep building. I'm sure we built these. No, not quite, actually. We'll build a few more office complexes in the south. Once these build up, we should have a really big surplus in our budget. Office complexes, just a reminder, are your most valuable building. They don't do anything besides make you money, but they make a lot of it. A few friends that you can really trust is always better than a large group that you feel less attached to. 100%. 100%. Human relationships, whether they are romantic, friendship-based, or family, are all about quality, not quantity. 100%. Yeah, that was the Kaiser game, Dolphin. Where's the Vic stuff? Go in the roles channel, Jax, at the top of the Discord and click on Victoria, and you'll be able to see the channels. All right, good. We got more tanks. Slowly building up the deficit. Oh my god, we are losing so many main battle tanks. Let's stop training and wasting all these. I think we're losing that due to training. I got COVID and they all said call if you need anything, and I'll bring it to your house. That felt good. It's nice. Yeah, it's nice to have people who care about you. Who will actually support you. When you always have tough times, that's when you figure out who is who. My best advice that I have learned in my semi-short, semi-long life at this point, regarding people, friendships or really, especially relationships, is the best way to know the state of someone and if they really care and give a shit in the right way is to see how they act when you are in a good or a bad position. If something really good happens to you, you know, something positive, you did well on a paper, you got a new job, you had something just good happen to you in life, your good friends will be very happy. They'll be happy. They'll want to celebrate with you. They'll think it's a great thing and they'll support you. Your bad things will try and downplay it, they'll ignore it, or they'll try and boast about something they did. I've had many of those in the past and I didn't recognize it at the time. And the other thing is when you're in a bad time, something bad happens to you. If you have mental health problems or a physical problem that happens and develops, you'll know very quickly in those times if it's a good friend or a good relationship or a bad one. The good ones will support you, even if it's tough. The bad ones will just disappear, or they'll wait until it's over and then talk to you again. Those aren't the people you want in your life. The important thing to learn when you get older, I think, is recognizing that and being willing to cut off the people, or at least distance yourself from the people who aren't going to do that with you. It's really important. That's a really important thing to learn. It'll make your quality of life much better once you learn that. Life is too short to be around people who don't have your best interest in mind. At least at a very close level, you know. Syria's flag changed. No, it's been that way for a long time, Dolphin. We've had that for a while. Now we just need the sad music in the background. Yeah, no manpower now because we're not funding the military. No one wants to sign up because they're not being paid properly. We'll keep it at 22% tax rate. And yeah, we're building these really quick. Might want to actually build some more civs too, given that we can actually scale our economy a lot more. Well, not attacked Kurdistan yet, because they were working with the US for a while and I just haven't gotten to it. And our economy is really bad right now, so we have to focus on that. We'll get there. Give it time. Job 8. Okay, it's that one. We'll decrease our self-deprecation level again. We need 200 for that. Mass production on fighters. Decreases our production cost on everything. What are we at now? 850. It's going real slow because we're not funding it. The Babylon RP mod? No, that's for the Friday game, Jax. The Friday game uses that mod. Our Sunday game, the one we're doing today, only uses the state transfer mod. It's just a state transfer one. We will be using the Babylon RP mod on the Sunday games as well, starting when this one finishes. But we'll wait till the end. Yep. And I wish we were using the Babylon RP mod on this game. The UI fixes alone make it so much better. Name a child. Does this look like Crusader Kings to you, Mage? Can I name your IRL child? No, because you'll do a meme thing. Fuck no. I don't even know if I want kids anymore. I used to. I don't know these days. I do not know. Hammurabi Jr. You know what disappointed me? Is when Tommy K had his kid that he didn't do a Twitch poll to name the child. That disappointed me deeply. That was very disappointing. Then you have a child named Bodhi. You remember when, who was that? One of the, like, there wasn't one like the international groups who had a new boat, did an online poll for people to name the boat, and what was it named? Bodhi McBoatface, I think, right? Wasn't that it? I think it was Bodhi McBoatface. Tommy K could have had a child named Bodhi. I mean, come on. That's still an alright name. Fabio. Fabio's not a bad name. Every time I hear that, though, I just think of, Fabio with the hair. From, like, the 90s. He's old as shit now, isn't he? I assume so. Shahabate. We'll go to the Zorvan. And then we'll be able to get 2 levels higher of OLVs, so we'll be able to launch satellites consistently. So we won't waste half of them, because they're fucking expensive. Satellites are very expensive in this mod. They're really valuable, but they're really expensive. That is true. They absolutely do truck in hero. There's a couple here in Canada who asked Eater to name their son. His name is Cthulhu Allspark. That's not a bad name, though. Y'all remember when Game of Thrones was at its height and like the US registry for like children named Daenerys was like scarily high? There were even a couple babies who were named, what was it? What was her title? Khaleesi. Yeah, there were a couple like children named Khaleesi. That was just like, oh no. That child is going to be bullied so fucking bad. Whew. Zoolander? I only saw the original. Zoolander 1 was really fucking funny. Queen Consort? "30 minutes till the game. I'm just mentally trying to make peace with what's gonna happen. Mentally making peace here. I'm accepting my fate. Oh my god, we're actually at 1,000 naval experience. Look at that. We're gonna just rush all of our tech with it. If I have a child, I'd probably pick a name for my family. I'm not gonna name my child after a fictional character. That's more of a thing to do with pets. Yeah, true. I don't know. I'd love to name, if I had kids, I'd name them after like really like historical people, like ancient historical ones. Not like the kind that's weird and just doesn't sound right, but like ones that are like historical. Like Alexander. I could name a kid Alexander. Alex. It's a generic name, but it's an interesting one. Or I could be a total douche and name him Iskandar and get him bullied. That'd be fun. That'd be, oh man. I wouldn't have enough money to pay for his mental counseling to deal with that, so that's a no. Atraxeres? No, name him Nebuchadnezzar. There'll be no problems associated with that at all. Oh, beat you to it. Yeah, that wouldn't end well. Going back Moscow. I actually don't mind it if I can. If I made it because my friend wants to go out to eat for his birthday, but I got you next time. Oh, no worries, man. If I'd have a kid, I'd maybe like to give a weird name. Yeah, but there's moral implications to that. Aristotle, fuck Aristotle. If you're gonna name it after a Greek philosopher, go for Plato or Socrates. Aristotle's a fucking poser. He's a goddamn poser. Fuck that dude. I don't fuck with Aristotle. We'll go for air shows. Well, we are actually starting to pay off some of our economic debt here. We are back in a deficit because we have an event thing is going to make that happen. Oh, man, that is so costly. I'm going to cancel this. This is just too costly. The homeless philosopher, Diogenes? Fuck, dude. Oh man. XK Sniper Elite. Yeah. Yeah. That's economic debt. Are you mocking me for my wording, Moscow? Is that what this is? We really don't need these, though. What we need, badly... We could use this stability, though, so we'll work on these. Can't use that. Let's make a better aircraft model, though. Let's make the Isfahan MK 2.5. And we're going to up its engines. And more engines. We're going to max out its engines, actually. This thing's about to be a beast. What you need is a moon base. You're not wrong, but I don't think it would be reasonable to try and build a moon base when the entire economy is collapsing. We might have some domestic problems, you know. It's great that nobody in this chat will have children. Some will. I'm sure. I mean, I think we're all from the generation where it's economically just not very practical. And I would hope many of you are wise enough not to raise a child when you can't afford it. Well, I hope. I mean, having kids is cool, but you gotta be able to afford that stuff. There are children named Moon Unit. Just look, Nero, just look at any of Elon Musk's kids. That dude is just such a little shithead. I used to kind of respect Musk. I don't anymore. Just look at any of his just fucking... Like, I get being like a little bit of a meme lord, but being a meme lord with naming your children is just embarrassing. Protesters can't reach you on the moon. That is true. Yeah, so his children's names are just something else. That man just has like a pathological need for attention. Used to be that you could do things to get like a government change when you're an autocratic government. I don't know if it lets you anymore. I have to figure out how to do this. I used to like him for SpaceX, but spaceship on the moon was the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Yeah, SpaceX was cool, but he doesn't do it for the right reasons. He does it for attention. He didn't found it either. He bought it. He's not a stupid man, but... You don't get that high up being stupid. No, you don't. Absolutely not. But intelligence and wisdom are not correlated. And you need both not to cause problems and be a respectable human being. See, most people think it's all about the intelligence grind set and the intelligence meta, but it's the wisdom intelligence meta that you really want. That's the good stuff. No. Yeah, let's work on some more civs too. They're a little bit cheaper. Also isn't an idiot, but he isn't a genius either. He's just a fairly average guy who made some good business decisions. He's well above average mentally. He's a smart guy, but he's just not wise. And he was very good at business. I'm very much never gonna have kids on top of being an aromantic. Well, that'll do it. I personally don't want to pass on my genes. Well, I mean, even if you're ace and aromantic, you could still like adopt a kid or something, Commander, you know. That's completely reasonable. But I get that. I get that. There's always adoption. I was adopted, personally. I got raised as an adopted kid. I'm very thankful for it. My adopted family was much better than what I would have had otherwise. If I have the financial situation for it when I get older, I would definitely want to try and adopt a kid. Like pass it forward kind of thing. Because I was given many opportunities and an upbringing I would not have gotten otherwise. And it definitely made me a very different person, much better person than I would have been otherwise. So if I can ever do that to someone, if I have the ability to, I'll definitely try and do that. But that's just more a personal thing. Then again, there's many people who do need good families who need adopted, but you know, having a kid, especially ones who come from homes like that, it's a lot. Okay, let's go for these. I want to get those 2 stability little buffs. That'd be really nice. Elon Muskrat is just a troll. Do you remember when Victory launched? It had a bug that reached your gold reserves to 0. If you had a lot, similar to my case, I just have too much IQ. I don't know what that means. A little suspect. You do all at university. You're clearly pretty above average. I'll never be independent either as it stands now. That's fair. I was also adopted. I'm thankful for that. Oh yeah, Kenny. And then you know, man, I hope you got adopted into a good family. But if you did, you know. It's a life-changing thing. I've definitely done a lot of thinking about kind of like where my life would have gone if that hadn't happened, and it's not good directions, that's for sure. Can you adopt me? No, unfortunately not, Mage. Unfortunately not. "17 minutes till Vicky 3. How many research slows now? What's up, Batty McBronze? We have a game will load. I want to say 7 or 8. I'm gonna go 7. Final answer. 3, 6, 7. Aha! Yes, 7 research slots. I did all of our research bonuses too, so we're really technocratic, Iran here. We're very technologically powerful. Vic 3 game is up. Sounds good. Well, let's call it here then for the day. And we're gonna jump on over to Vicky 3. Alrighty. Let me change the stream name. I want to try to play some music, but I hope it doesn't fuck over my audio. In advance, I apologize. Very rude, I know. Very, very rude. So is that new to Millennium Dawn, or is it just is it fixed to Iran? So research slots are now based on your GDP and GDP per capita. It got added in the last update, man. It's for all countries. It's really cool. On subs. There you go. Alright, I'm gonna try and play some music. So I need to restart my recording so I don't have to edit a fucking 8-hour block.